The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, I was going to finish Skyrim last week, but then I took an arrow to the knee. And then I took an arrow to the knee. Jesus Christ. So good.
You got several things to do. You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the Nude Clan.
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast where no one sleeps. I am your host, Caleb.
With Greg. Cameron, and I'm pretty sure I get a decent amount of sleep, so...
Yeah.
A decent amount?
Yeah.
You used to not, though.
No, I used to not.
You used to really fuck yourself.
Yeah, there was a time, and I still pay for that, but by getting good sleep.
Yeah, that's your payment. Sounds like a pretty good trade.
I'll usually average around 7 to 8 hours a night, actually, so...
Yeah.
I like that.
It feels fucking great. It does. We also have with us a guest who is going to review Skyrim with us, Chase versus Game.
The real question is,
Hi,
Chase,
guys.
how much sleep do you get?
Me?
Yeah.
Way more than you guys.
You mean more than 7 to 8 hours?
No, I get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, there you go.
I got school until like midnight every night, but I just sleep in until like 12.
That sounds like more than 8 hours.
Yeah, that sounds like Alex when she tells me that she gets her 8 hours when she goes to bed at fucking 9 and wakes up at 9. I'm like, that's not 8 hours. You went to bed before me and woke up after me. I don't think that's how that works.
Maybe there's a break in there somewhere. And
Yeah.
She
Just
goes
wakes
back
up
to
for
sleep.
a few hours. But anyway, yeah, we're finally reviewing Skyrim, and it's pretty amazing because I did take the arrow to the knee, and that's one of the reasons why I delayed the game. The other bigger reason is I underestimated the amount
Of game.
Well, I underestimated getting married, yeah, and I underestimated the amount of game that Skyrim is, the massiveness and the immersiveness of the world. I know everyone told me it was that way, but the last thing I played from Bethesda was Fallout 3, and I played I have like an hour and a half on my save file.
It's a great game.
I
Wonderful
played
game.
more than an hour and a half, but I would just happen upon fuck-off creatures that would just fucking destroy
So this is
me.
what Schweiss does when he plays the game. He's like, I'm a man. I'm going to play the second hardest difficulty, and, these are hard enemies. I'm just going to fucking man through it instead of running away from them. And so he gets to this point where he thinks this game is stupid because he's just playing it stupid.
I did have the BB gun. That's the only gun I had. I was fine. The super mutant was not having it, I was like,
You tried to take on a super mutant with a BB gun?
I thought it was a low-level area, and it fucking wasn't anymore. It was
There's
like
no
Locust
low-level
super mutant.
area.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a low level.
The Locusts were dying to the BB gun. I mean, it was very effective.
Yeah. Yeah, they're bugs.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
bugs can't take the metal BB.
I don't know if he's a bug. He could just be a huge bug, like a mannish bug. Man
With
bug.
arms the size of your thighs, yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
Wasn't there like an Ant-Man
sorry.
or something in that game? Like the
There was an
superheroes?
Ant-Man, yeah.
Yeah. There's like a superhero who fought like
There was
a
the
robot
Ant-Man
enemy.
superhero and then the robot. Was it the Ant-Man that's the superhero and the robot guy the villain? I think so.
I think
Yeah.
so. No, wait. I think that was
And that was
reversed.
just a random encounter,
Maybe.
too. That you just walk into a city and see them face off with each other.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've never played Fallout, so I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about.
No.
It's a great game. You should play it.
It sounds
Yeah.
crazy.
Fallout 3 is sweet.
You know what I'm going to
is
do, though?
great.
I downloaded Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics on my computer in about 30 seconds.
Fallout
of course.
Tactics is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will give the Fallout games shit because of how different they are from the original ones. Because Bethesda didn't make the first 2 or first 3.
No, they acquired it after
Yeah,
Tactics, I'm pretty
they're kind
sure.
of like Diablo a little bit in the isometric view and everything.
Yeah, they're very similar though. I mean, it's got like the Fallout and like the Pit-Boy and like all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, all the
Well, yeah,
themes
they're going
and
to take the
everything is the
design
same. It's just it's
ideas from it.
basically
They're not going to change the whole fucking
See, and
thing.
I had no
just the way
idea
it
what
plays.
Yeah, I had no idea what they were, and I was like, oh wow, because I bought it because it's like Fallout 3-pack. Because Steam is an asshole.
I think he's going to start Fallout 1 and then not finish it.
What is it with you people and like telling me that?
It's a very different game. Made for
It's
a
a way
different
to
time.
get you to beat
I
it.
think there's also a time stipulation in that one.
I don't know. Maybe.
Like you have to,
But it's a very different
you have
game.
to do everything in a certain amount of days or something in order to like actually beat the game.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but
But don't you feel like you want to play the game more now that everyone says that you're not going to beat it?
yeah, I do. Yeah,
not
happened
gonna
last
do
time
it.
too. I have to start it first though. If I don't start it, I won't ever get shit for not beating it. If I start it, it's my fault, you know. But yeah, I underestimated Skyrim completely. I don't know why, because I played Oblivion for like 100+ hours and never beat it. I don't even think I got halfway through the story quest. I like closed the gate to Oblivion and I was like, that was fucking sweet. I'm going to do that again. And I closed like 12 of them or something on one of my games and I was like, it was getting sick because I didn't know about the difficulty change, and that was my second game, and so I was better at it. So it like auto adjusts your difficulty. I think maybe not in Oblivion.
Doesn't
I don't
it auto adjust your difficulty based off of how well you do the first part?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tutorial part is like what determines your difficulty if you don't automatically set it.
And in that game, I was like, it was bad. I fucking Kvatch was like full of the little mini like Triceratops creatures. I was like, Jesus Christ, like them, and then the Atronox, and like when they talk about the hero of Kvatch in that game, they're fucking talking about the god of this land. Like that was a sick fucking fight. And then I started in another game later, and it was like 4 imps, and I was like, how are there dead bodies here? Like who the fuck is dying to this
The
creature you
scamps.
could just stomp on? You could just dunk on this motherfucker all day long, you know? And there's like fucking dead soldiers. I'm like, God, these guys must have been like fucking like sitting out in front of the Home Depot, and they're like, you know, we're a couple guys short. They got too drunk last night.
All that happens is it changes the time when you get to Kvatch. So by the time you got Kvatch, in that sense, they've already pillaged the village and taken the women away. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, I'm just joking.
The thing with that though, the thing Oblivion does is with Kvatch, if you don't do Kvatch until way later, which is what I did because I got sucked into the Oblivion, it's like sick. Because Kvatch will be as hard as like the hard stuff at that time.
Yeah.
Which is nothing if you go when you're supposed to immediately, you know, because you're fighting like a scamp or two. But then I was like, I would have to drink skooma. I would have to like drink skooma like it's going out of fucking style to get that extra like stat
Did you get
boost.
addicted to it?
I did, and my guy's intelligence was like 4 by the end of it because he was just like retarded because he kept drinking this like fucking this drug booze that would make me like a freak and super strong, and I was able to kill the dinosaurs, and then I would like pass out on the floor for a second. So it was very realistic for what I experienced every time I drank, and then I'd get back up and just start like wailing on him, and like my guy would get all fucked up and like he needed the skooma. It was crazy. And then I also had to become a vampire because I didn't deal enough fucking damage unless I had gone like 6 years without feeding, and I just became this like legendary freak that was super gaunt and like sun's melting me, but I don't fucking care. I'm just nuking people. That's how I had to play the fucking game. So, yeah, thankfully Skyrim. I didn't
It's
have to
better
do
than
that.
1 skooma, 2 skooma.
That's right.
And
yeah.
just keep those effects on, piling on top of each other.
There's a skooma den in Skyrim that you can find. It's just like it's a meth house. It's like a bunch of like people just laying there like after they had drank a bunch of skooma.
You know what? I think I found that actually. It reminded me of like one of those like Asian fucking like what is it? The poppy,
The opium.
yeah, the opium houses. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus, this is sad.
What
And
was
then
your experience with Oblivion, Cameron?
Oblivion I played a long time ago. I enjoyed it a lot, though. Can't remember too many of the specifics since it's been a long time, but I remember being able to cheese a little orb you get from the Oblivion gates, where when you close the gate, you have to pull the orb out of the thing, and it closes the gate, and you get teleported away. If you save right before that, you can grab the orb, quickly check what effect it give you. If you don't like it, just reload your save and try again, because it randomizes what it is as you pick it up.
Yeah, those were really good for enhancing your weapons and shit.
Yeah.
And then you could do the arrow duplicate cheat, just have thousands of those orbs just everywhere.
Slamming into people. And yeah, good stuff. Craig, what about you? Let's talk about the Elder Scrolls. I think that's the only
For
one.
Oblivion?
Yeah.
I do remember doing that the duplicate cheat to make a bunch of rings.
This was
and-
before we did a lot of our get good and try to beat the games the best way possible. This was just us just enjoying games and just playing games, not having to worry about beating it or.
Yeah, I did the.
So we goofed off a lot.
Yeah, I did the item duplicate thing, and I accidentally killed a guy with a bunch of rings that I had made. Like, because they go at a velocity, dude, and you can kill people with items in like Oblivion and Skyrim.
I think
if they
it's
go
part of the
fast
mechanic
enough.
of using things as telekinesis, because you can hit people with things that are.
Yeah,
And
like
then even
it's
in
telekinesis
Skyrim,
ability,
if you
and it's
walk
kinda works
too
the same
fast
with
over
arrows.
a pile of bones, it'll damage you. If you walk too fast over an item and it kind of shifts,
and it
your guy
like
go,
and
"Oh!"
it like moves fast enough, it'll do damage. Yeah.
Wow, that's.
Have you not come across that in Skyrim?
I didn't. Maybe I have. I don't know. There have been
probably
times where
just
I've
didn't
just
notice.
taken damage.
It's not a lot of damage. It's a tiny bit.
Yeah, if
I
there's
don't
a-
feel like it's natural just to just take an item out and then throw shit at people or doing something.
I
like
think
that.
it's just part of the mechanic of using telekinesis and being able to pick stuff up and throwing it at
and
people.
like arrow velocity, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember finding a infinite gold glitch in Oblivion that I told Cam about, because there's like this one guy you could like go in, and like you could break into his house and kill him, and then like the gold he would have, you could just keep taking over and over and over again.
Oh my god.
And then like the only way to like break it would be to like try to press the take all button, and then it would like either freeze your game or just like you would take the tiny amount and then it
be
would just
gone.
be gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I also remember the horse you would get by completing the Dark Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
You could like knock him out, and you could like stick
kill
items.
him, stick your stuff at him, and then like kill him again when you needed the stuff.
Yeah, he's like a fucking storage
Yeah.
unit. It's pretty sweet.
That was he was the greatest horse for that purpose.
The game's like
the undead
fucking-
horse of storage.
Yeah, he's pretty it's a pretty glitchy game with shit like that. And then also the other thing I remember is like the physics were kind of fucked up in Oblivion. Like it would be like me, and like it kind of looks like my hand might be able to reach the lamp above me, and you know you can't because it's like 6 feet away, but it looks like you might, and if you swing, you'll fucking hit it. In Oblivion, like there's no. Did you ever notice that where it's like
if the perspective, if you're looking at something, it doesn't like count in depth perception, especially when you look at the ceiling, and it looks like the ceiling's right there because you have nothing else to gauge reference by. And you just fucking punch the lamp all day long that's on the ceiling.
And then you zoom out to third person, and the ceiling's like 10 feet high. It's like, I don't think I'm reaching fucking 10 feet with this like elf.
Mr. Fantastic Hand.
Well, I mean, like the other great part of Oblivion was like you could just spend all of your time jumping, and eventually, like your guy would become a god of jumping, and you'd have so much airtime.
Oh yeah, I remember that in Oblivion.
Shit, yeah,
I remember that in
fucking
Oblivion.
jumps.
You never just ran or walked anywhere. You jumped everywhere you went, so you could level it up.
Yeah, because you'd like level up your like
That's right.
athletics.
Holy shit.
And then it gave you the ability to, once your athletics reach a certain point, you could block and then do like the fancy cartwheel away,
Yeah.
or backflip away.
It makes sense, but it's retarded to just be able to jump, and that's what gets your endurance.
Oh, you know what's even worse? You crouch and walk, and that's what gets your sneak up. You can seriously put a paper clip in your controller and just like walk into a wall, and you'll fucking have max sneak after.
Yeah,
a few
as
hours.
long as there's like people nearby that you're like
That's only in
that
Oblivion,
can't
right?
see
Or is
you.
that Skyrim
You can
too?
do it in Skyrim too, but it's harder.
Yeah, because they'll see you.
I think
easier.
in Skyrim it's more of what you do while sneaking.
Yeah,
it increases your sneak. So if you keep
Well,
attacking people,
I mean, you can
as
you can
sneak.
still like sneak by as long as you're crouched and like people don't notice you like walking around. Then it increases sneak, but it's not as much as if you do stuff while you're sneaking.
I also remember in Oblivion, it got to the point where I could jump so high that I would do damage to myself when I landed. Like it would hurt me
Yeah,
to jump my natural jump, and then like I would come across like a 20 staircase, and I would just fucking jump it like from the bottom up,
fly
fucking-
up. Yeah,
It was like
I
Magneto fucking
love
flying up there.
doing that shit, dude. I loved like the amount of hang time your guy had.
Oh, yeah.
like when he was like fucking max jump, and just like 2 seconds, like in the air at like peak.
Yeah.
and then you come.
What I
down.
would do is whenever I was talking to somebody like for a quest, I would like jump and I would do circles around them in the air. I would like jump in front of them and I would like swing around the back and like land in front of them
Dude.
again, and they were just trying to talk to me. I'm just like,
do like 6 360-degree spins and like one jump, and like if you had the ring of walking on water, you could just like stand in the ocean basically and just like hop around.
yeah,
That was one of my favorite things to do. Get guards mad at you and just be standing in the water, and they come swim towards
Yeah,
you.
they like come swim towards you, but they can't attack you, so
They're
you can
just
just
fucking
like
there.
arrow them or whatever. Yeah, it's fucking great.
Ridiculous game. Love
yeah.
it.
That's pretty much the only Elder Scrolls I've done. I mean, I've done ESO. Caleb and I played a bit of that.
Yeah.
I started ESO, but that's about all.
Yeah.
Never got into it.
I have Morrowind, and I did like the first quest, but I haven't really been able to play it since my computer's shitty. So
Yeah. So our history with it's pretty light, especially because it's a pretty big series, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of Elder Scrolls games. Most of them are pretty old PC games, so they're kind of tougher to get a hold of.
Text-based? Is that
no,
the first
they
one?
were still first person
Okay.
games. They were just like had randomly generated worlds, basically. So
Even Arena?
yeah.
I have no idea.
I think the first one was the only one that had the randomly generated world. I think they had more of a I think everything else was randomly generated in the second one, but it had like a fixed overworld. I think. I can't remember.
Well, yeah. So that's kind of like a little overview of our history. And Chase, you've only played Skyrim, right?
Yeah, but I did do a little bit of Oblivion. I remember the only time I really played it though was when you guys know the Greyhound?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in the Greyhound for like 8 hours to go see my my wife now, but I would have to like. Have you ever been in the seats in a Greyhound? They're so cramped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I had to sit in between like two Caleb Craigs playing this game, and I would because
Were they also playing the game?
no, they weren't. They were interested.
Of course they
but
were.
you would only have like 2 inches of room to play with a mouse, and I would play on the I guess where you put your arm on the armrest, and so I like had 2 inches of room just playing this game, and God, it was terrible. Not the game itself.
Got to
just
turn
the-
your mouse settings up to max to maximize the amount of space. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun. Just did a bunch of jumping. That's pretty much all I did for that game.
Yeah.
That is the game. It's just jump simulator.
Wasn't there a point where you could basically skip across water if you could time it correctly?
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
You could jump right when you landed on the water, and you could like jump again.
'Cause you were like you were coming down light, so you could like there wasn't enough weight for you to go in the water. So you could
Yeah,
just,
not
like,
quite yet.
Yeah, I thought there was a point you just jump across water.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
kind of like dunk in a little, but then you could leap. Yeah, that was a thing.
because you could jump
you
while
could
you're in
jump
the water.
yeah, you were jumping out of like you could jump out of the water.
So
and stuff.
basically,
yeah.
you jump and then you fucking dolphin jump the rest of the way across the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're all of us at the table were doing the fucking dolphin jump thing.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun with these games over the years. It saddens me that I didn't get to Skyrim until now. It's kind of ridiculous.
You had it.
I know, it's been there for 2 years.
Yeah, Skyrim's a great game. It's so memorable. Just everything about it is so fun. Just the types of quests and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I've already played this like 2 or 3 times since you haven't played it. So
Well, you made up for my lack of. But before we get into too much more on Skyrim. What has everyone been playing this week?
Let's see. This week I've been playing Hitman, the new one, and then some Alice, American McGee's Alice. Yep. And then I started playing some Witcher 3 to not be angry at Alice.
Is this the new Hitman?
Yeah, not the Hitman 2 that's coming out or is out. I don't know if it's out yet, but yeah, that's like the 2016 remake or whatever, or reboot.
Okay, yeah. I played the original, not the original, but like one of the older ones. I think it was on the PS2. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was it on the PS2? Yeah, played that one. But is that a remake of that?
Um,
During the PS2 one.
I don't know. I think it's just like a reboot of the series.
Oh, okay.
But like a vague reboot because like the story seemed like he had already done a bunch of shit. So I don't know.
Not sure where it stands.
Yeah,
In the timeline.
I don't think there's that
in
much
the
story
Hitman universe.
Is there even
there's
story
not.
in Hitman? Yeah.
I mean, like there is. There's like you get a cutscene every time you finish one of the missions, but it's like it's a nothing cutscene. It's like, oh yeah, something's happening. Oh, it's the Illuminati. Spoiler.
I thought you're supposed to say spoiler before you spoiled it.
Well, I mean, it's not really the Illuminati, but it's close.
Oh, great. Now you've ruined it. Now we thought it was the Illuminati, so we figured we had it when we played it, but it was a secret. And now you've ruined the plot twist
Dun, dun.
instead of just the plot.
Yep. Well, that is the plot, is that it's the Illuminati.
Oh.
Or the organization that's like the Illuminati.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Sweet. What about you, Cameron?
I've just been playing Dark Souls.
Yeah, the remastered on PS4.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Nice. You liking that?
a lot. I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
Your favorite Souls game?
It's a contender for different reasons. And I think I'm going to go for the plat on this one, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get it on the other one?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I will
Get
go.
it on
I will.
any
I will
of
get.
them?
I will get it on all of them at one point.
Eventually,
You'll-
I'll plat them in order. How about that?
You'll plat them in order.
Yeah, you'll like Dark Souls 2 when you play because it's quite different from Dark Souls 3. And I haven't played Dark Souls, but
How similar?
definitely
Okay, you don't know how similar it is to Dark Souls. Okay.
no.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of like the bastard child.
Dark Souls.
The
No,
Dark
Dark
Souls
Souls
2.
2.
Dark Souls
It's like
2,
out
yeah.
there. Because the creators, I guess the guy who made most of them, who made all the other ones, he was working on Bloodborne when they did Dark Souls 2. So they had like a B team do Dark Souls 2.
That's funny. Okay, yeah, I'll have to try it
Yeah,
out.
I guess the gameplay is supposed to be slightly different, and then like the story isn't really connected. So yeah.
Because there are similarities between first Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3. So
Well, yeah, because they're basically like supposed to be sequels or together.
But yeah, so I would have had that beaten today, extenuating circumstances, but I can't. I'll have to report it next week.
All right.
Yeah,
That's all right.
You'll be tied with Joe
or
Unless you
will
beat-
I?
unless you beat another game with it.
Dark Souls 2.
There's no time.
You'd have to get a PS3 also. I don't think that's remastered at all.
It is. It's on PS4.
Oh, is it really?
You can
Oh,
also get it
fuck.
on PC.
What did you buy it on PS3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's on PS4.
It's too late.
Do you have trophies at least?
Yeah, there's trophies, yeah.
Okay.
So I won't miss out on that. They all, I think even Demon Souls has trophies.
Yep,
Pretty sure.
it does.
I already have the same trophy completion on Dark Souls that I do on Dark Souls 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm not done yet.
Wow, nice.
I don't know if there's more trophies in the first Dark Souls than Dark Souls 3, or I've just been really trying to do everything I could
Well,
to get every trophy.
Dark Souls Remastered has like the DLC that
Yeah, it has.
had,
But I'm just
so-
barely starting on some of the DLC content right now.
Yeah, I think that's why it has more trophies. Because
You could have gotten it for 30%
Dark Souls
off.
3 doesn't
I
have
know,
any
I
trophies
know.
for the DLC, which is weird.
Sweet.
All right.
Well, I have been playing Skyrim, a ton of Skyrim, probably like 20, 30 hours
Just
of
nothing
Skyrim
but
this
Skyrim?
week. Not quite. I've also played Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, I
I've-
started that, huh?
Yeah, I've been playing that on my lunch breaks and
How's that?
my last break of the day. It's pretty fucking sweet, man. It's really smooth, and it is extremely sexualized. Like, it's way more sexualized than the first game thus far. And it's funny. It's got the...
Can't wait for Bayonetta 3, which
I really
is basically
can't.
just like nude and...
I really can't.
Too cringy.
I just looked up Dark Souls on how long to beat real fast. Dark Souls 3 is at 31 and a half hours plus 45 hours of extra content. Or, it goes up to 45 hours of extra content. And then Dark Souls main story is 48 hours with extra content taken up to 62 and a half.
Damn.
That's why it's taken me this long to get here.
For the remastered.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And that's like people that have played it before, because it's a remaster. So
Yeah.
they're good at it. That's a long time.
Yeah, I'll probably, if we ever get to reviewing it, I hope we do. I just feel like it's an easier game overall. People have their certain opinions on it. I just think that they're remembering the game back when they were younger, just not as good at games as they are now.
Are you sure you're just not better?
I could be better, but most of the bosses are really easy just to fucking circle and smack in the back and just keep doing that over and over and over again. So,
I mean, when Dark Souls came out, there was a lot of controversy to like how difficult it was. Like a lot of gamer news people couldn't beat it.
Demon Souls
well,
is harder.
I beat the Ornstein and Smo fight on my second try. So Dylan seems to think it's they nerfed the fight. I haven't seen anything online about them nerfing anything in the Dark Souls remastered. Just they basically increased the frame rate, which I guess makes it easier to dodge and stuff like that and parry because you have more frames. But other than that, no, I mean, it's a difficult game, but it's not like I have not been frustrated like I have been for Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. Yeah, Bloodborne's really smooth, though.
Yeah.
But it's because I played Dark Souls 3.
But see,
I
the
think.
boss mechanics in those other games, they're fluid. The boss feels more than just like something that's added to the area. He feels like he's a part of the area. You're interacting with him. He can move just as well as you do, whereas the bosses in the remastered version, it's an older game, so it's just a little more clunky, I would say. Their movements aren't as smooth or refined, and it's, like I said, it's super easy to cheese a boss and get behind him and just smack on him over and over again, and then dodge his attack real fast. It's just, their boss movements are just not as fluid as in the other games.
I mean, in Bloodborne, they put a lot of time into the lore, which why the gameplay seems to like meld with it. So it makes sense why it feels that way in Bloodborne. And probably not
Maybe
like
if
the other older games.
we played it the other way around, it would have been hard. But compared to the other Dark Souls games, I don't think it's as hard so far. I haven't yet beat the final boss, so I'll have to let you guys know.
Are you on the final boss?
I could be, but I'm doing DLC stuff right now.
Oh, okay. You're going to finish that up first?
Yeah.
All right, Chase, what about you? What have you been playing?
So I've mostly been playing Rocket League. Are you guys familiar with that game?
Yeah, I never
know
played
what
it,
it
but...
It's a pretty big. I think you would call it an indie game, and it's pretty fucking big now.
I thought it was FIFA for children.
It was what?
I thought it was FIFA for children.
Basically. It's a super fun game where you're basically you meld two things that you love, which is cars and soccer, and so there's like even right now like there's a stream going on right now for the $1 million prize money for the RLCS, which is the Rocket League Championships or something like that. So I mean, it's huge. I mean, not compared to the Dota or League of Legends like that, but it's up there.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive for a game that was, it for what it is.
Yeah. Other than that, I've been playing Earthbound. Just a
nice.
little bit. Yeah, it's an old SNES game. Really good game. Recommend it if you guys ever do like a thing where you play old
That
games.
strikes something familiar within me. Earthbound.
It has NES in it. So from
Okay.
Super Smash.
Okay, that might be it.
Yeah. And it's like you basically just walk around and he makes like farting noises, and it's like a little kid's game, but it has like this like huge like adult themed presence about, I guess, friendship and etc. etc.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's supposed to be
Adult
like
themes such as friendship.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see it if you're just a kid. You know, you'll see it if you're an adult playing the game.
Okay.
You'll just see the fart noises and the jokes that they make inside of it.
It's like South Park. As a kid, you'll just see the fart jokes, but as
Exactly.
an adult, you're
yeah,
like, wow,
in
this
South
is
Park, you don't see the
This is heavily
sarcasm
satirical.
and, parodies.
yeah.
You just don't have a frame of reference at that time. You haven't experienced enough to understand the jokes being made.
Have you seen the first episode of South Park, the recent season?
No.
No. Have you,
Oh
Greg?
my god.
I've seen clips. I need to watch it. It's about school shootings.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my god.
Oh, shit.
They just I don't know if I should spoil it, but it basically they treat it as normal. Like it's such a normal thing, they don't even care about it, and everything
Yeah,
else. is
everybody
much more
except
important than the school shooting.
Sharon is like totally fine with it, and then she's freaking out, and they're like, she's just on her period, so they're trying to like calm her down. That's
Wow.
yeah.
Sounds great. I need to watch it. But yeah, we know what everyone's been playing this week, but the real question is, has anyone beaten a game this week?
Yeah, I beat Hitman 2016.
Hitman 2016.
Didn't take him that long either.
No, like each of the missions are only like, I already wrote them down twice.
Oh.
Yeah, each of the missions are only like
Well, fuck you. Get that out of here.
the longest one took me an hour and 10 minutes. It was the one where I had to kill like 4 people. So
The compound in Colorado.
yeah, that one took me a while, but I did it. Like the first guy I killed, like I found a trip mine, and I just like threw it over the wall of like an explosives like testing area that he was like checking on a bomb for, and he like walked onto it as he was leaving, and then just like, and I was like, yes, it's perfect.
Did that not alert the others? Or
Oh, they
what?
they freaked out. They were like, "What the fuck was that?" But I had to dodge like everybody who could like figure out that I shouldn't be there,
Oh, okay.
because they have like a little dot above them if they have they can tell that you're not supposed to be there, and so you
No
just
one's
kind of
supposed
like
to be here.
avoid their gaze, and then you can just wander the camp until they calm back down, and then like, oh, I guess it's fine, and
Nice.
then you go murder the other people.
Nice. Sounds pretty sweet. Cameron, you beat anything?
No.
No.
I did not.
I did not either.
Oh, okay. I beat Skyrim, as you guys know, because we're reviewing it today. Unfortunately, nothing else, man. I'm still behind Craig. What's the hog? I rudely threw it over there. It's on the floor.
Let's see. I am at 28 games, and Schweiss is at 26. And Cam, I think, is at like 11 or some shit.
Yeah, Joe's at 12, I'm pretty sure. Past host Joe, of course.
Yeah.
12 games. That is the hog as follows for the hosts. We didn't get any updates yet, right? Okay, I guess we'll
No updates. Sorry, guys.
we'll do that next time or whenever they can. We do have a drawing that we're going to do later on today. But before we do that, Greg, you got a question for us?
I will in a second.
Second time in a row, Craig.
I know. I don't know what's up with that. I'm usually on top of it. Hold on.
Here we are. We're holding.
Are you? Are you holding?
I will hold, yes.
What are you holding?
Everything.
Cameron, are you ever going to beat Joe? So then
I'll beat Joe.
Not to keep mentioning Joe into the host.
It'll be done. I mean, it'll be done naturally. If I only ever played games I had to play, I'd still beat Joe.
Yeah?
It's just how bad do I want to beat him at this point? Because he's not playing any games besides what he has for Final Fantasy.
Which is he hasn't touched it yet.
Okay. So our question is from Corey. He says, if someone you slept with were to use a video game character to describe your penis, which character would they use and why? And he says you can't use Toad from Mario Kart because that one's already been taken.
Oh yeah, Toad's the mushroom guy, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. What about the missile, the big black missile in Mario?
The Bullet Bill?
Yeah, Bullet Bill. Big old thick bastard. I think it'd be Bullet Bill.
All right.
Just like a chode, you know? Just a chode.
Doesn't have to be a Mario character.
I know, but the Mario's so phallic. I mean,
Mario himself is so phallic.
yes.
I would have picked the dick monster from Persona 5.
Oh, nice.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. That's
That's just as easy as saying Solid Snake.
I wish it could be like vagina instead, so that I could do Shub Niggurath from
well, you
the South Park game. That'd be pretty sweet.
you could do the vagina balls monster.
Oh yeah, from Parasite Eve. Fuck
Yeah.
that. Fucking God, dude, I died to that boss so many fucking times.
I know.
I'm trying to think of a video game character that keeps coming back to life.
After it should have died.
I mean, there's Nemesis, I guess.
I was
Any
gonna
Dark Souls character.
I was gonna say Dark Souls character because you're undead, you keep coming back to life, and
I
so
mean, if you count the Batman games, then you could say Solomon Grundy. 'cause
no, I'm not
every
gonna
time
go
he
with Dark
dies, he
Souls because
comes
that's an easy thing for me. So yeah, once you've died or climax, you just come back to life shortly thereafter.
back. Your dick is the ashen one.
But it's not undead though. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying.
So what did you do to that thing? Like, I don't know, but it came back, so...
It was a Lord of Cinder. He had to burn it.
It's just ready to go again and again. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right, the ashen one. Yours is the... What did you say for yours?
I didn't say.
Oh, what do you got then?
I don't know.
Or just like Kratos, you know. It's just Kratos.
Yeah.
It's just it's just awesome. Yeah. As I come, it's like, boy.
He does have those sex mini games. Yeah, you know what? I'll go with Kratos. That's a good one.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing if your penis just keeps saying boy.
That's probably true.
It's only it only gives boys.
Okay, good save.
Yeah. What about you, Chase? What do you got?
Did it? I said the dick and balls monster. Did it have to be a character that was? Like,
Oh,
a
okay.
main character in the game.
No, you know what? That works. The Dick and Balls.
Yeah,
There's plenty.
Schweiss said Bullet Bill.
Not
so
the
I
dick
mean,
and balls monster. Sorry, the one in Persona 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Why can't I remember that dude's name? I used that guy for a while.
I don't know. I know who it is,
Yeah.
but I didn't care enough to learn their names.
The Dick and the Chariot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny looking. Pretty fucking awesome looking. All right, well, shit. I guess we better dive right into the Skyrim review.
The defeat was merely a delay. Till the time after Oblivion opened. When the sons of Skyrim would spill their own blood. But no one wanted to believe they even existed. And when the truth finally dawns, it dawns in fire. But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is an open world adventure role-playing game developed and published by Bethesda. Well, I guess it's developed by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks, but nobody gives a shit about that. It's the 5th main installment in the Elder Scrolls series, following everyone's favorite Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. One of the big things they talked about when they were making Skyrim that I was reading up on, they liked Oblivion, they liked the idea of it, but they wanted to make a much more immersive world, and they wanted to take what they did with Oblivion and expand upon that. Craig raised his eyebrows at that. I don't know if Craig believes they accomplished such things, but
I don't know. I don't think so.
You can adopt children. How much more immersive does that
But that
get?
wasn't a DLC. It wasn't in the base game.
that's true, yeah.
You could make your own spells in Oblivion. That was fucking amazeballs.
God.
I mean, they also simplified the game compared to Oblivion, right? When they moved into
Yeah,
Skyrim.
they simplified the shit out of it, which in some ways is good, but in others I miss.
Well, it brings a lot more people.
Yeah, that's true. The game was initially released on the PlayStation 3, Windows, and Xbox 360 on November 11th, 2011. So all those 11s going on.
11.
I remember that and being like, "Pfft, assholes." That's why I refused to play it for 7 years. Is because of that. It's been released 5 million times. Everybody knows. If it's a new console, it's like a big town in America. It's only a real town if it has a Walmart. The console's only a real console if it has a fucking Skyrim.
It's only a real fridge if it can play Skyrim.
Yeah, that's right. Your Google Home can't play Skyrim. Only the fucking Alexa thing can. Only your phone. So the game is very well received. Everyone's given it super high praise when it came out. Since then, the game it's actually the 9th best-selling game of all time. And as of
Well, I mean, across
That makes sense why.
20 different versions, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So.
And how many of that is people repeat buying it? Because
a lot.
I purchased Skyrim 3 times.
Yeah, my joke there was it sold as many copies as it has ports to different consoles and items that you can play it on, like the Zoom H1 Skyrim edition, or it's fucking little blocks coming across and you gotta fight the dragon. On our little digital recorder here. I can't wait to buy that version of the game.
That would be interesting.
But yeah, as of last E3, I think they announced that it had sold 30 million copies, which is pretty fucking sick. The best-selling game of all time is Tetris, which is ridiculous. I don't think that should count
Do you
at
that
all.
count?
Tetris.
Coming preloaded on phones count as being sold? As
Well,
a
it
game?
also came bundled with
Well, I guess-
Game Boy Advance.
I guess the people who made the phone paid
stuff.
paid for all the licenses for that game, so technically they did.
I'm sure
sell.
Skyrim's going to do that soon. It's going to come preloaded on any phone.
It's gonna preload it on every new.
Oh, your
console.
phone didn't come with Skyrim. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. But yeah, I mean, it's been a phenomenon. I mean, a lot of people have played Skyrim, and Elder Scrolls wasn't really that big of a series before Skyrim. I remember Oblivion was kind of a big deal, but it was a big deal in a much smaller community. It was
I think it was released on Xbox first, and everybody was freaking out about it, and then it came to PlayStation, and then everybody was like, "Oh."
yeah.
Because they had to wait to play Oblivion.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to get an Xbox 360 because one of my buddies in high school had Oblivion, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this game is awesome. Skyrim broke into that even more so and just completely destroyed the rest of the series as far as the sales go. The game's story, basically you start out in the best games start you out on a cart to the headsman's block, and that's exactly where Skyrim starts you out on. You're sitting.
Does it make sense though that you're going to be going to this
No,
block?
it doesn't. You have no idea why you're going there, as far as I remember.
And
Right?
do you hear how they mentioned how they don't know why you're not even on the list and they're just going to kill you anyway?
Well,
Yeah.
They just like picked you up as you were like leaving Skyrim or entering Skyrim or something.
You're a refugee. They picked you up. You didn't have papers.
Like the horse,
Value
thief.
papers.
The horse thief guy was trying to get out of Skyrim with the horses he stole, and they found you on the way, and they were like, "Yeah, just kill this guy too."
Yeah, it's
that's right.
It's a war
something.
zone. You're a male of fighting age, and they just cover all their bases. And then never have that be a problem ever again the rest of the game.
Well, I mean, they had the leader of their enemies with them, and so they were just like, you know what, just fuck this guy too. It's fine.
Oh wait, shit. Sorry, it's the 12th best-selling game. I
Guilty by
apologize.
association. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's where you start out, and you're there with a dude named what is his Jarl
Rayloff? Was that him?
Oh no, that's the guy who helps. Jeez, what's that guy's name?
No, there are too many Jarls in the game.
Fucking.
You mean Ulfric Stormcloak?
Yeah, that guy. Ulfric.
Oh yeah, Ulfric.
You guys are the ones who played the game most recently.
I know.
That's
And that's who I joined him. I joined the Stormcloaks.
You joined the
too. I didn't
Stormcloaks?
Yeah. I'm not about the Romans.
the names.
Yeah, I'm all about the bearskin guys. Those guys are awesome.
What you had to do is pull Sweden the entire time until near the end of the game.
Yeah.
Be
And then you
neutral.
resolve the differences between the two of them.
Yeah, but you don't get the trophies for the doing the Civil War.
True.
The Marvel Civil War.
I went with I think his name was Ralph. Isn't that the blonde-haired guy, or am I completely off?
No, it's General Tullius or Tullius.
The point is, without the Imperials there, the rest of the people in Skyrim would starve. The
I
Imperials are
had
just...
plenty of food.
You don't know that.
All you got to do is search some caves. Open every drawer and you find
They have
cheese
farms
and apples.
everywhere.
Then without
There's
the,
like a
the money,
massive fucking
the
farm
money
right
that the
outside
Imperials,
Whiterun.
without the money that the Imperials bring in to Skyrim, without the trade that connects them. I mean, what's a few Thalmor walking through, striking down your gods, really in comparison to the wealth
I
of the
mean,
Empire?
there aren't really any Thalmor in the game. That's kind of why it's like there's one spot where they are in like the story mission, and then you like occasionally see one on the road because you did that mission. So I mean, there's like not really any elves in Skyrim.
Yeah, they're not. They don't belong there. We don't like the elves out here.
Yeah, everybody's racist in Skyrim.
They kind of are. Yeah, they really kind of are. They're pretty fucking awful. So as you're going to the headsman's block and you're just about to get executed with Stormcloak here, a giant dragon crashes the party and melts the town basically. And in the ensuing chaos, you escape as the player, as does Stormcloak.
See, the thing that always bothered me about that beginning is it's Alduin that goes there for no fucking reason.
Spoiler.
Just no fucking reason, and he's just
Yeah, Alduin, the main antagonist of the game, shows up. Maybe it's to
It's
kill you.
because
remember, he's beyond-
He just woke up and just had to stretch his wings and roast a few people.
and then just happened to go to where the Dragonborn
just like
was
you so happened to got
to
picked up.
save his life,
Just so
only to
has-
have that guy and then end his life a little later.
It's convenient for the plot.
I know, but it could have
Just
been
like it was convenient
it
to
could-
put you there in the first place to get your
But
head
the thing
cut
is,
off.
it could have been
Exactly, yeah.
it could have been any dragon though. It could have
Yeah.
been
That's
any
true.
dragon.
It wouldn't have mattered. You would have still killed a dragon later. It could have even been the one that you end up killing.
Because I mean, there's another
10 minutes later.
thing later where you fight Alduin twice in the game. So I mean, it could have just been any dragon. It didn't need to be Alduin, the World Eater.
Well, that's how you introduce the bad guy. You do it in the beginning.
But
Still weird.
I'll say this for later, but doesn't Alduin kind of disappear throughout the whole game until towards the end? So
Yeah, halfway through, they that's the mid part fight with him, and then you send him into the future or some shit.
Yeah. So after you escape this dragon, you go to the city of Whiterun, and where you basically help fight another dragon. And this is where you finally learn that you are dragonborn. And you absorb the soul of the dragon that you killed, and everyone's like, "Oh my
Fucking
god!"
metal.
Yeah, You absorb the soul and you take his bones with you to just store in your
No
chest.
afterlife for you.
That's right.
You gotta make that dragon bone armor.
You'll be dragon fuel for my voice spells.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, everyone's like freaking out. You're basically summoned to meet with the Greybeards, who are like a weird monk sort of like cult group of old men who study the dragon language, because the dragons, you know, they speak English, but they don't like speaking English. They're real stuck on their oir
Well, I
own
mean,
It's just a whole
language.
bunch
They
of
like to speak English because if they speak their own language, a lot of shit happens.
Yeah, people start dying when they speak their own language.
old men up on a mountain who like to yell at people down in the valley.
Yeah.
The only thing is the people in the valley can actually hear them.
Yeah. That's true. They're like, shut up!
Yeah, you're like all the way in Whiterun, and then like the fucking mountain that's miles off. You just hear Dovahkiin, and everybody's like freaking the fuck out. What is that? Is that God?
No, it's just those crazy old bastards on the mountain with their fucking giant horns
I
yelling
think it's
through.
funny that everybody just knows that it's them. It's like, oh well.
Well, other people make a pilgrimage up to the mountain all the time.
Well,
so.
yeah, and some people do.
I made it
but,
for a
like,
guy because he was too old.
I mean, like, if you do, like, some of the
Delivered food.
Daedric quests, though, you, like, hear the voice out of nowhere of, like, the Demon Lord, and then you're just like, it could have been the voice of one of the gods. But, no, it's just the Greybeards talking
True.
for some reason, you know, because they're a silent cult.
Yeah, so you meet up with those guys, and you basically convince them to kind of teach you how to harness the power of the shout, which is what happens when you speak the dragon word. At least specific dragon words, you can like yell, and it does certain abilities. It's almost like it's a kind of a form of magic that the game has. It's more of like a utility thing.
Yeah,
Generally,
it's just another form of magic they didn't require, like, mana to use.
Yeah,
so
it has
that
its own
warrior
separate
people could
cooldown.
use it, too.
It's supposed to be strong enough, too, because it has a huge cooldown.
Yeah.
Between
Just,
times you
just
use
thinking
it.
about the second spell that you learn, or Dragon Shout in the game, that if you yell really hard, you start speeding up.
Yeah, you, like, teleport. I'm the Flash now.
Woo! Yeah. That is true. That is the whirlwind sprint is like
One of
the
my
second
favorite
one
things
you
to do is when you shout and you change the weather.
Yeah.
Get out of your damn clouds.
Or the most useless one where you, like, become ethereal and, like, nothing can hit you, but you also can't hit anything.
It's good enough you need to escape and find somewhere to heal real fast.
I mean, can you heal while you do that?
It'll be cool to get past all those damn puzzles and just fucking walk.
Oh, yeah, if you could, like, walk through the gates and shit, that would be useful if they did that. But no. No, you're still blocked.
Can't break the game
It's a
too far,
magic
guys.
gate.
Yeah. So upon learning the shout abilities and like having these old men kind of teach you the ways of the word is what they call it. Really high fantasy. This one's way more high fantasy than Oblivion was, which is weird because they're both super high fantasy. But this one's got like the fucking shouts and like the old men, and they're like rusty old and musky old tomes, and they're just like up in their little keep, and they like are secretive and shit. It's real Brandon Sanderson shit going on in Skyrim with the magics. And it's good though, but it's like it's weird because like it's an RPG, and like we played a lot of RPGs, but this one's like it's like extra nerdy with that. But it's good. It's good. So once you learn about the shout and you kind of learn how to harness that, it kind of brings in the other big plot of the game, which is the civil war that's going on in Skyrim. So Ulfric Stormcloak, the man who was meant to be beheaded alongside you, and his arch nemesis, the Tilius guy, General Tilius, who was there trying to execute him. They're in like this big battle. Tilius was basically sent by the Imperial Legion to put an end to this rebellion that's going on in Skyrim against the crown. Against the capital, and honestly, I don't really remember what the reason they were fighting for.
The reason that they were fighting is because the Imperials lost the war to the Thalmor, the High Elves, and so the Thalmor wanted to get rid of like Talos as a god, which is like a
that's
dude
right.
that came from Skyrim, and he was like the biggest god of Skyrim, and people of Skyrim were not happy with that, so they were like, "Fuck you! We're gonna retain our own kingdom. You can go fuck off." But,
Yeah.
and then the Imperials didn't like that, so that's pretty much why they're fighting.
That's right. That's really simple, but that's kind of the great thing
It's
about
a religious war.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So we also meet another group called the Blades, who are like an ancient group of like dragon killer people, and they're almost all dead. Honestly, the ones that are alive, like they're not really super significant to the
chumps.
story. Yeah, they're kind of weak.
I mean,
expert
Delphine
blades.
is like the one who introduces you to a bunch of shit, but then like
They serve
she
the
just
plot
kinda fucks
only.
off.
Yeah, they serve the plot, but they're not very intimidating for what
and then
they're.
their weapons are shit. Like I like their katanas, but they're not good.
No.
And you only find like one.
You didn't find the blonde-haired lady scary? The one who was the head of the Blades? She was pretty intimidating.
I don't know.
The one who has the inn and like River Run.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's weak as shit.
Yeah.
but she looks intimidating.
You know what? You know what? She also probably looks awesome under those clothes. No matter how old, you are in Skyrim, your face could look like a fucking like old worn leather, like a cowboy saddle that's been used for 40 years. But when you take that cloak off, that is fucking fine.
I had someone from work.
fucking toe.
I had someone from work recently look into one of our episodes and scrub to the exact moment you're talking about that last episode, and so that's the first impression he got was Schweiss talking about the toned and perfect body underneath the clothes and Oblivion.
It's like you want to see it every time too. It's like it's so perfect, and Oblivion's got that sheen too. It's got that shine to it. You know.
It's weird that it only like affects like the neck and face for like aging shit.
Yeah, it's like
They didn't think that you'd have a whole bunch of prepubescent teens going through taking clothes off of everyone.
I mean, you're taking the armor off of the dudes, like, to obviously either use it for yourself or sell it. So, I mean, like, they gotta know you're gonna be stripping these people.
And then it's like, wow, that old guy was fucking built. I'm surprised I was able to take him down. Like, holy shit.
At least they should have had a game testing scenario where they're appalled by how many people are stripping people naked. Why would you do that? That person's dead.
I mean, like, every
Not cold
NPC
yet,
is,
though.
like, the same, like, has the same build, but, like, at the beginning, you can choose kind of, like, what build your guy is, if he's, like, really skinny or if he's, like, muscular. They don't have any variation in the NPCs. They're all just fucking ripped.
Yeah, it's true. It's crazy, and it's the same thing in Skyrim. Everyone's just fucking toned. It's a hard world. It's a hard place they live in, and they're fit. They all climb that mountain.
It's a hard world living up in the north.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
It always reminds me of those like religious pictures, you know, like how they have like the paintings of like various religious figures, and they always are sculpted. They're like always just ripped as fuck.
Maybe it was done in the spirit of that. I mean, Skyrim is sort of. I mean, it's all about the Nordic beliefs and stuff. Like,
Is it just the ancient version of selfie filters?
Maybe.
yeah,
Yes.
to get that orange tint.
Even this 12-year-old is fucking ripped.
This toddler just like
Well,
massive arms.
Fucking dunking on you.
I mean, like, I remember seeing like
flexing on you.
I remember going to church one time and seeing like a painting, and there was like this like they were looking over the edge of like the ark or whatever, and there's just like this 12-year-old kid, and he was fucking ripped as shit, and I was like, I don't think I could take that kid.
A kid would take me to town. I wouldn't even get a hit in on that shit. Fucking break my hand. Yeah. So you also learn about a special spell that the ancient Nords use. So like Alduin is like a time. He's trapped in time, and he was been fought before, and he's come back, which doesn't really make any sense because he fights you in the beginning, and that's I can see why Caleb would have a problem with that, because he's supposed to be locked up on top of the mountain in like
Well, you
space
do that
and
later
time.
with the Elder Scroll. You like send him into the future or some shit.
No, he's sent into the future, and the future is now. And when you activate the Elder Scroll, you release him so you can kill him. That's why it's weird that he's there in the beginning of the game. I don't understand that unless I'm like wrong, but I don't think I am. I think the whole point of the dragon was that they trapped him.
Well, he's the one that came back because he's the one that started reviving all the other dragons because they're not really
What's the city
dead
that they take
unless
you
their
to
soul
get-
is absorbed.
What's that first starting city called again?
Helgen.
I remember when playing the game that the point was that in the past he was just too powerful, and like there was this cutscene where he's fucking up all the I guess NPCs, and then this old guy just sends him to the future with the Elder Scroll. Isn't that kind of what happened?
Yeah. I guess he's out now completely. But you had to go to the place that you that they sent him into the Elder Scroll to like pull him there. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I just barely played that part. I just barely played half of the game like today, and it's kind of up there. You also meet another dragon whose name is Parthenax, and
He's the leader of the Greybeards.
Yeah, he's the leader of the Greybeards, which is kind of surprising, but I thought it was pretty cool. He basically used to be like the baddie's like right-hand man, like a big deal, and he's kind of an evil dragon, and there's like a little subplot where people want him to die for what he did forever ago, and I let him live. I don't know, did you guys ever kill him?
No. I like
didn't kill
Parthenax. I've killed him before in another game, but
Parthenax, the other dragon?
Yeah, the one on
Yeah.
top of the mountain.
No, I didn't kill him. I don't think I did.
Yeah, I forgave his sins of the past. But he...
well, the Blades only wanted him dead because he was a dragon.
pretty much, yeah.
Because they're also racist. Just
Yeah.
everybody's racist.
You know, they were racist in Oblivion, too. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, the elves, like...
Yeah,
a lot of people-
nobody likes the elves.
Yeah, they all hated them, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
wasn't this like Nord centralized?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is all Nords, basically.
I mean, there's like camps of like orcs, and the Nords seem to be okay with orcs, but they fucking hate the elves.
The-
Any elf, they're just like fucking elves.
I guess they just take, like, the dwarves and the common, like, mythos. Like,
Elves.
Well, like the dwarves don't even exist anymore.
yeah, I know. That's a whole
The
other-
Dwemer?
The
Yeah.
Dwemer, yeah, that's a whole other thing. So you find the Elder Scroll, which is what Alduin was cast into, like the currents of time, and it was supposed to. They were hoping that he would never reemerge, but you get a cutscene near the very end of the game where it's like the blades of old, and they're fighting him, and one of the blades, I was like really disturbed by this, but it was like the girl, I can't remember what her name was, but she was she was like, oh, I've killed 2 of their kind today, and it's like, we're gonna do this, and she goes and like, she's like, yeah, let's go fight Alduin, and like she gets a few hits in, you know, and everybody's fighting, and then Alduin just like fucking grabs her, just like ragdolls the shit out of her, just chucks her body up the mountain. I was like, whoa, holy shit.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you got 2 of us, huh? Well, fuck you.
That reminds me of like Schweiss was doing that mission where you like have to capture the dragon in Dragon's Reach.
Yeah.
And he like summons the dragon, and there's like a guard that was like standing right next to him. Dragon comes by, that guard is not there anymore. He just fucking grabs him and like throws him.
And I was like, holy shit, that guy was standing right next to me, and he's gone now. He probably hasn't even landed yet. Still flying through the fucking air.
I like the part when you're in Whiterun and you're fighting that dragon in the beginning. One of the Whiterun guards will go, "Oh man, my cousin's fighting this dragon, but like after he just fought the dragon, he just gets upset that he's not fighting dragons in the front line." It's like it just doesn't make sense, like how that happened.
Yeah, the NPCs, the comments they make are oddly triggered. Like it doesn't make sense based on what just happened, basically ever. So yeah, you convince the Civil War to kind of put a halt, because the dragons, ever since Alduin came back, he's been like summoning the dragons. They're like becoming a fucking a pestilence on the land. You know, they're annihilating people, and this is the one thing I noticed about Skyrim is they don't move their dead ever. Because I went back to Whiterun and I failed to save this guy. I think it was the Smith.
Yeah, because he had the vampires come in and trash him, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's just laying in the
Happens.
fucking street dead, and like he's still laying in the street dead. And that was like the 5th hour of me playing this game that this guy died. And I'm like, can we move this? Like,
and his daughter's still there.
His
just fucking tanning leather.
His fucking family. I think her mom is dead too.
Yeah, she's just sitting there. He's down the street. Her daughter's there tanning leather. And so what I started doing, because I killed the vampires and whatnot, and I actually saved the smith, but yeah, the bodies don't ever leave. So I ended up throwing them inside the fucking stream underneath the bridge, so I don't have to see them anymore.
You should like pull him next to the daughter. That's what I would. It's like put her dad there,
Move
like
the body there.
sit him up on a chair so it looks like he's still there. You know, he's just lounging.
Weekend at Bernie's in Skyrim.
yeah, just lounging.
That happened with me with the cultists. When you come back from the Greybeards and then you kill the cultists, and then they just stay there for like days and days in the game. I think they only leave if you leave the game. Like you have to restart the game.
Oh wow, yeah. I think that's why these games get glitchy, is because they don't like delete the code, and so after like 100 hours, the stuff just like gets fucky. You know, that's what I noticed with like Oblivion when I played it. Like the longer your save file goes on, the more shit like starts to go crazy. Like there was this like town that I just had like it was like one of those like cups with like fucking paintbrushes in it. It was just like it was sitting there, and like I was like, oh, that's weird. And then like eventually it started like rotating. And then after a while, it was like in this huge circle, and it's like violently thrashing and like damaging people. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like the longer my save file goes on, like the more violent this paint
The world
can
becomes
goes.
corrupted.
Yeah, and like it started doing the thing that game does too, where like I would come into a zone, I'd leave a zone, and like the dragon's bones would just like fall from the sky and like land again.
That happened to me all the time in Fallout 3, where I'd enter an area that had previously cleared, and then all the enemy bodies would spawn in the air and then
Just
slowly fall down.
I wonder if it's like they had their original spawn point, but then they're like, oh yeah, they're dead, and they just like let them fall to the ground. It's like, how does this happen? Like
In Oblivion, I think it takes like a couple weeks for their bodies to disappear, but I don't think they do in Skyrim.
yeah, I don't think they do either. That fucking Nord guy has been dead for a long time. In River Run. He's been dead for a long fucking time, dude. Yeah, you peer through the window in time when you get the Elder Scroll, and you kind of see the fight go on, and that's how you learn the shout to combat Alduin, the main boss. You see what they did in the past, and you use that shout to destroy him. You also get help from a dragon that you summon and trap named Odoving, and he basically tells you where Alduin has gone, and you go through a little portal, and you go to this weird ass ancient fort called Skuldafen, which is really just fucking Valhalla, as far as I can tell, for the Nords. So like this game has a lot of it like plays with the Nordic theology in a lot of ways. Like you've got Alduin, he's supposed to be like the end times guy, like a serpent. What do they call him? Like the world serpent. Yeah, he's basically Jormungandr in Norse mythology, and then we go to this afterlife plane to fight him in the end, and that's basically Valhalla. I mean, you go in and it's like the people are like, music is playing. There's like massive, like 6 million gallon tankards on the side, like fucking on tab. You got all the beer you could ever want. You know, everyone's just chilling.
The fucking whole cows filled with cheese.
Yeah, dude, the cows they've got roasting on those spits, they look like they have cheese injection, and I'm like, oh my god, I want that so fucking bad. You can't take it though. I walked over and I was gonna steal their like roasted cheddar cow roast or whatever you want to call it, but it wasn't available to me. So only when you die, you can join the Valhalla. So I thought that kind of stuff was pretty cool in the game. But you join back up with the three warriors, the three the blades from the past. And this is where I kind of, to me, it kind of feels almost like those guys were from different times, because you kind of trap Alduin. You know what? Maybe not. I think they were all probably from the same fucking time period. But I was thinking it'd be cool if it was like different ages of Dragonborn, because there's only supposed to be like, to me it seemed like there was only one Dragonborn at a time. But I don't know. Maybe it's just like one for a certain amount of time or something. Because we had Mirak in one of the DLCs, and he's a Dragonborn too.
But he was from the past.
He was an old one that came back.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it seems like there's like a weird the weird time loop with Alduin like grabbed 3 dudes and like over time they fought him at the same spot and he's trapped at that location, but he's like stuck there physically, but it's like through the times he's still there. It's like a weird. It's almost like it almost reminds me of Arrival, the movie. It's like time kind of flows. For Alduin's poor ass, it flows like backwards and forward, and fighting him kind of flows backwards and forward based on the Elder Scroll on that peak. Mm-hmm. And you go into the fucking afterlife plane, and that's where you fight him with the 3 guys you saw fight him and trap him into the Elder Scroll in the past, and you bring his ass down with the special dragon shout that you got, the dragon rend, I think, or something like that, and it basically like paralyzes him and brings him down to the ground. Which I don't know why they can't take damage in the air. Like,
no, they can. It's just harder to damage them while they're flying around, right?
I swear to God, he wasn't taking
Alduin doesn't
anything.
take damage unless you use dragon rend on him.
Okay,
but other dragons you can still hit in the air.
Yeah. But it was brutal until I did the dragon rend, and then I annihilated him. But you kill him, you become a hero. They tell you like, hey, you should come back. You'll come back to Valhalla one day. We're excited to meet you when you finally die. And then you're booted back into the world. The dragon that helped you out, Odoving or whatever, he's like, yeah, dude, we're cool. Like, whenever you need me, just call me up. Got my digits,
Is he the one that helps you fly around afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Does Odovin allow you to fly permanently, like traveling, or?
You can fly around on him, but it's mostly just like in a figure 8, just like around wherever you are.
I thought you could call him, and then he takes you to an area.
No,
that you tell him
I don't think there's like.
But you
fast
can't
travel
control
like
it.
that. I remember flying on dragons as being like they just kind of circle an area that you're in, and they just like breathe fire at whatever you want.
Yeah, when you do the Mirak quest, the DLC quest line, you get a dragon in there as well. You take Mirak's dragon from him, and he kind of takes you to a spot, but you like are able to attack with him and stuff too. So it's like a weird.
But you can't control him.
Yeah, you can't control him at all, other than like, hey, go kill that guy, and then you watch him slowly kill this guy, like painfully slowly kill a fucking seeker, and it's like, oh god, I wish you'd just fucking flown over this. I don't have time to watch this shit. And then like it's weird because you're above this like sea, this like black sea in that DLC, and he's like diving into it. He's like going in, like he's fucking. And then suddenly it just like frame skips and he's like flying it up again, and it's like it's not even a figure 8. There's no room for the dragon flying animation in the fucking DLC. But yeah, the game it's extremely immersive in so many ways. I mean, the main story quest ends and you don't get credits or anything. The game's and it's funny because there's a guy who's like in Valhalla. He's like, there are many things for you to do before you join us here in Valhalla. And for me, it was like, you're going to keep playing this game, so get the fuck out of here. There's probably about 700 areas you haven't explored yet, so keep on playing, and you probably fucking will.
Every cave with every bear in it.
That's right, yeah. Every cave bear. There's a quest for giving, pelts to some lady somewhere.
I've never completed that quest. I've always picked it up, and I always remember I have the quest, because whenever you pick up a fucking bear pelt, I'll go, oh, look, bear pelt.
Yeah,
you got 2 out of 10 bear pelts, and then later I'm playing the game, I'm like, oh, I'm overweight, what can I get rid of?
Bear pelts.
Bear pelts. And it's like, 0 bear pelts. Like, oh, yeah, that quest thing. Oh, well, I'm all the way out here, so I'm never completing that right now, so I'll move on without the bear pelts and forget about it until I pick up bear pelts again.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh yeah, bear pelts. Because like it has the miscellaneous tab, and there's like 7,000 miscellaneous quests. But the game, the story of the game is pretty straightforward. I mean, a little confusing with the like time stuff and him being captured.
A time plot.
Yeah, it's got a time plot. I don't think it's a bad one necessarily, and honestly, it's a it's a story that just introduces you to the world. It explains like what's going on in Skyrim right now. It explains why are there dragons flying around here? Like there weren't dragons in Oblivion. What the fuck is going on? Like this is the same planet. You know, why are there dragons here? And it's like, oh, it's because this Alduin guy came back. And that's where the dragons are coming from. And then you get the sense of the sense of civil war and the effects of that on the people. But as with Oblivion, for me, a lot of the story and a lot of the like setting and lore and all the good stuff is fleshed out from the side quests of the game. There's a lot of great info in there. There's a lot of great character building. I'm really glad I found the second volume of Lest the Argonian Maid. You know, that was a classic from the first game that I loved, and now I have the continued adventures of Lif's Tale. You know, I'm cherishing those copies that I found in that cave. I think it was like the troll guys or like the little midget guys that throw the spears. I think they were the little pervs that had like the stacks of Lusty Argonian
I don't think
maids.
they can even read.
I don't think so either, but they sensed greatness in there and they hoarded them, and I took them all. But yeah, what do you guys think about the story of Oblivion or Skyrim? Jesus, sorry. What do you think about the plot, like the overall setup, like the world building? Because for me, it's a good story, but it's very short.
It is very short,
and I think it really just introduces you to the world more than anything. It's like, here's Skyrim. This is what's happening. This is why it's happening. Now go out and play it. You know, I think the story is almost like the first chapter in your Skyrim adventure for me, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. I mean,
well, they hope that you get distracted by side stuff before you actually finish it.
Yeah, and I
like the other DLC main quest that tricks you to thinking it's the main quest.
Yeah, because you'd haven't done the main quest for like 20 hours, so you can't remember exactly. And it's called Dragonborn. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm Dragonborn. That's the quest. You're like, man, this is weird. I'm going into this book. Like, this seems odd. It seems different from what I was doing before, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of that. And like, there was a moment where I was like, oh man, I was like doing a side quest. So I was doing the main quest, right? And then I went into a village and I found a side quest. And I was in the middle of doing that side quest. And then I got a dog that was talking to me in English. And I started doing his side quest.
Oh, did you do that side quest?
Yeah, I did, yeah. That one was pretty fun.
That was one of the Daedric missions.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be, huh? It was a Daedric prince or whatever. That,
yeah. Which reward did you choose?
I think I got the axe or whatever.
You took the axe?
Yeah.
Did you guys
So you
ever do
killed
the
the
Daedric
dog?
mission with the mace?
No, I didn't kill the dog. Maybe I didn't get the axe.
Because you can choose between like the mask or the axe. And
Oh, I think
depending
I-
on whether or not you kill the dog.
I think I got the mask then. I didn't kill the dog.
Okay.
I let the dog live, but I was like amazed that
That
I was.
axe is fucking sweet looking.
Yeah, I know. I almost killed the dog for it, but
Did
it's
you guys ever do the Daedric mission with the mace?
Yeah, I sent Schweiss on that mission like right before we started.
yeah. I didn't finish it, but it seemed pretty fun.
It's funny.
But there's just so much in this game, so much to be had, so much to be played, so many quests to take on. I mean, I did all of the Thieves Guild quests, and I thought that was a great storyline, like with the Nightingales and the betrayal that they had, and like their own goddess that they have that like grants you special abilities, special boons, and I thought that was really cool. And I think that I like what Oblivion and Skyrim have done with the gods in these worlds. Like they all exist. Like the gods and the demons, like they're totally real. Like every bit of it is real. It's not like folklore or anything like that. It's like, yeah, there's a ton of gods. And
Yeah, they totally exist.
these ones are evil and these ones are not evil, and you got to watch out for these ones.
Although I don't think you talk to the gods in Skyrim, but you do in Oblivion.
Yeah, you mostly just talk to the evil people in Skyrim, it seems.
Yeah, you
like-
got the Daedric missions. I kind of wish that there were like the god missions too, so you can like get another set of like interesting special items. But it's just the evil people.
One thing I like about sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I think there is a god that you can talk to through the Oracle, right? Did you guys do that mission? It started with an M. Morin?
Oh, more crap. So anyways, you find the orb, and you pick up the orb, and she goes, I task you to go cleanse my temple quest.
Oh, the Meridia? She's not
Yeah,
a god.
Meridia.
She's another one of the Daedric people, but she's not really evil.
Yeah, I mean, there's like awesome ones like Sheogorath in Oblivion.
Yeah,
he's
the
not
god of
evil, he's just
madness.
kind of an asshole.
I like how, though,
He has a quest in there.
depending on how you play the
Just so you
game,
know.
it changes your experience and basically the length of the game too. Because this current playthrough that I'm going through, I wanted to be a conjurer, like a mage, that would basically use conjuring enemies and summon swords and whatnot to fight. In early game, that makes it really hard because you don't have really good spells, you don't have enough mana to make it worthwhile. But late game, it's super easy to become the archmage of the College of Winterhold. You do all their quests super fast. You basically go from student to I'm in charge of the whole fucking school within like 2 hours.
Nice.
But once you do that and you have all that cool stuff, you basically become a god when it comes to magic. Don't even have to get involved in the fight. But that's a totally different experience of the game than it would be if you decided to be just, a warrior just with swords and whatnot, or sneaking. So each time you play the game, depending on how you want to play it, it changes your entire experience of the game too.
Yeah, and it's an entire experience that's hundreds of hours long each time. If you want to
if you do all the
everything.
side quests, yeah. I was looking at the main story, and it's anywhere from 32 hours to 24 hours, depending on how you play it. Just the main story stuff, if you're not speedrunning.
Main story stuff?
Yeah.
It's like 10 hours.
I know, it's super short.
I think it's hard because people just get distracted and then they count the time.
Yeah.
Speedrunning, I'm pretty sure, is around 10 hours, but...
Speedrun would probably
Did you
be a
guys
lot
ever
shorter.
do the drinking side quest where you find this guy in the
That's-
tavern?
Yeah, I was telling Schweiss about that one earlier. That's the
You get a
that's the
real cool
it's the
item at the end.
Sheogorath mission. He
Yeah,
goes full.
Sheogorath.
He goes full Mad Hatter from Alice in that one.
So you find this guy in this tavern, and you drink with him, and basically you wake up this far away from where you were before, and you have to find out what the fuck happened, and you trace the story all the way back, find out you're going to get married.
Basically, like The Hangover.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you find out
Skyrim.
all the shenanigans get in. People are angry at you. You have to find out why they're angry at you, what you did the night before. Tracing your steps backwards with this dude. You find out you were going to marry someone, and you totally just ditched her at the altar type of thing. And then as you find out what happened, you find out the guy you're drinking with was a Daedric prince, Daedric lord, and he had such a fun time drinking and just having fun with you. He gives you this staff called the Sanguine Rose that allows you to summon Daedric warriors.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're super powerful.
Wait, wasn't that also the one where he has like a tea party?
Yeah, so to find him, you have to go through some fucking weird
Yeah.
shit to get to him.
Yeah. I think that was the Sheogorath one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like having a tea party with like a bunch of people. And then he's like, yeah, you should go find out what happened last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun in the DLCs for Oblivion too. I liked his world, and then you got the spell to like change the weather and shit after you did his quest line.
Yeah.
Dude, being able to summon a Daedric warrior, that was super powerful for doing cave clearing stuff.
Yeah, especially if you're like a mage, you could just send them in to be the tank, and you're just back there nuking.
I'm still working my way to have the ability to have 2 things summoned at a time, so I can have him and an Atronach going at stuff. But the problem with the Atronachs is that the collateral damage is the thing, and you get people mad at you.
Oh yeah, because they're just nuking the areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are kind of shitty.
Which one are you using?
So I usually use the
'cause
Flame
this-
Atronach, but the
uh-huh.
Ice Atronach is the biggest culprit of getting in the way of everyone.
Yeah. The ice, and I think the storm one does too.
I haven't really used the Storm one, so...
It's like the storm one, if I remember right. He kind of like, because he's like a bunch of rocks, I think he like breaks himself apart and does like a tornado thing. And he just like fucks everything.
I have some stuff gameplay wise, but I'll wait till we get to that portion.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed the storylines. I mean, I enjoyed the little mini quest lines, like the one with the dog. The Daedric mission was pretty fun. Like Daedric Prince, like basically got tired of his dog, and then he like came back to him, and he wanted me to kill him because he hated him. But I was like, nah, you're stuck with him. You're stuck with him forever. The dog's pretty chill. I'm not gonna kill him off.
Barabbas.
I remember that quest.
Yeah, and then like I think the one with the Nightingales one was pretty fucking sweet. Finding out what happened with the Thieves Guild, and all that. I didn't do the Dark Brotherhood. I never found it. I don't think so. I found a door that reminded me of the one in Oblivion where it was like
There's a
That's
way
the
to get into the
entrance.
Dark Brotherhood. And
Yeah, there's a specific mission you have to follow.
basically, you have to find out that there's a kid trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood, and then do the kid's bidding, and then as like pretending you're the Dark Brotherhood, and then from there, the Dark Brotherhood takes you on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what Craig was saying, but I never found that, so I never did that. I was hoping to do those
It's
two.
this kid in an orphanage, and he wants the mistress of the orphanage to die.
Yeah, I thought that was always super weird because, like, then in the DLC, it's like you can adopt people from said orphanage where you murdered the bitch.
Don't you
I
want
did it in front of the kids too.
It's like circle time, and you just like come up behind her.
He's the one.
A, B,
Well, like there's like another chick who works at the fucking orphanage, and like she watched me do this, like murder like the old lady, like in front of the kids too. And then later on, I go in there, and she's like, "So you want to adopt a kid? That's really great."
yeah.
He's a great guy.
Just doing my part.
My civic duty is all.
I mean, you can adopt other kids that are just like homeless, but I mean, yeah, you can just go to the orphanage too.
Nice. Yeah, I never did that. I have the DLC for it, but I never built my house. I just bought the Breeze Home in Whiterun, and I never like upgraded it. It's still like a musty piece of shit with like some real. I got really obsessed with like collecting all the books in the game. I was like, I want to have an awesome Skyrim library. You know, I just want to have like a shit ton of books.
You gotta get the bookshelves so you can like stack all your books on them.
I'm gonna alphabetize too. Like, it's gonna happen.
Was it a
Such a-
DLC to when you get married for the person to sell stuff?
It depends on
they-
the person, yeah.
Yeah, they become either like a companion for you to help you fight in battle, or they like start a little store.
And certain people you marry give you certain benefits of like what they can sell and how much money they can generate and whatnot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like extra income that you don't, because you know, going through urns and getting gold is not enough in this game.
No.
But they're always bitches because they like sell their wedding ring.
Man, the thing that has made me the most money in Skyrim is just finding stuff to sell. It's just going through loot and selling all my loot.
I would
Yeah.
always sell my loot to my wife.
And, like I feel like we're not making any money. Do you ever feel that way? Like we're not really making any money off of this?
'Cause there's like there's a skill you can get that like makes every like merchant get like 1,000 extra gold to start with, and then there's another one where you can sell anything to any merchant. So I just be like, here babe, just like take all this stuff for me, then like wait a day, and then she'd like reload her gold. So I was like,
Wow.
yes.
That'd be funny if it like just circulated through your gold and you actually didn't make any gold because it's yours.
That would be fucking shit. I would never do that.
I mean, the stuff you give her goes away eventually, right? So theoretically, she sells it.
Yeah, she just sells it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. My biggest thing was just finding loot in caves and selling it. I have like 48,000 gold right now.
I tell
I'm
you,
like
there's
fucking
there.
rich.
You know the city with the Mythic Dawn Museum.
Yeah.
There's a hidden chest there that one of the merchants uses,
Mm-hmm.
and you can steal all of his wares from it, and he still adds new wares the next day.
I remember.
So you sneak in there, you can steal all of his fucking shit, including his gold. But if you steal his gold, he doesn't have any gold you can sell him
They
with.
reload it
Yeah.
like after a while. Yeah, that's,
So you can't actually go back and sell him stuff because you steal his gold that he could use to buy it. So I just basically grab everything, so I'm too heavy, and then I go sell it to all the other merchants in the city, and make tons of money that way. It's in the game. It's not teasing anything besides the fact I'm stealing it from him and never get caught.
That's true. That's part of it, though. You're
wait,
supposed to
can
do that
you?
at
Because you
this-
can't fence stolen
Thieves
items.
If it's not
Yeah.
stolen, it doesn't count as stolen. Like he's hid the chest in a certain place, and when you take stuff from it, it is not stolen.
It's just you can take
No
it.
repercussions. You can just take it, and it's all of his
that's,
wares.
That's broken. That's great.
yeah.
And it's like good shit too. Like you can't sell all of the stuff in one go because not enough merchants have enough gold to buy it all.
That always made me mad because like I could have sworn like Oblivion they had like an infinite amount of gold.
I
for you
don't
to
think
just,
they.
like,
I don't think they
rip
did.
off.
They didn't. Yeah.
Was it Fallout then that had that? Because I remember one of them totally had like an infinite amount that you could just like sell.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what do you guys think of the story? What would you give the story out of 10 for Skyrim? I mean, should we include the side plots and stuff like that, or just the main?
I mean, it's kind of.
it's just the main story, because that's the only thing that'll be the same thing for everyone's playthrough is the main story.
That's true,
because you can do so many different things. So just rating the main playthrough, I'm probably going to give the story an 8.
All right, 8 from Cameron.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it enough that I purchased the game 3 times. So,
well, I mean,
that could be more for gameplay, or
you kind of do it for the other stuff, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Craig? What do you think?
Well, for me, I don't know, because like, it feels like when Bethesda makes a game, like they can't just have like a normal like story, you know, because like I kind of like the idea of the Civil War being like the main story, but they had to have like a super bad guy to put in there, because like they had like a Daedric Lord or whatever in Oblivion and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the Elder Scrolls games has to have some huge evil
so
to fight.
I mean, like, because you're the chosen one, which is fine in a way, but like that in a way also, it's not as immersive as it could be, which is kind of like their point. And then like the Civil War kind of crosses over into the main story, where you like have to stop the war for a while, and you don't solve it necessarily. Like,
yeah,
you
just kind of postpone it.
Yeah, you just kind of like put it off.
Temporary truce.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That just ends the war for the entire, like, the rest of your game. So you can't like go finish it or like other stuff. So it's.
I remember why I picked the Imperials my first playthrough. It's because I went to talk to both of them. I talked to the leader of the troops from the Imperials. He explained the situation to me. He was like, "Oh, okay, I understand from your point of view." Then I go talk to the Stormcloak dude, Ulfric, and he was a fucking prick sitting on his throne.
He's a douche.
So I'm like, "Well, fuck you! I want to destroy your empire. I'm going to destroy your little thing you got going on here.
Fuck you and your god
and your little rebellion."
Yeah. But yeah, like the Civil War, it felt like more of the story, because like that was what's going on. Like the dragon just like happened to be there, and you don't really feel the dragons until like later in the main campaign.
Yeah,
and so like but the thing that is present
definitely
is
feel
the
it
war.
when you go up some mountain path and some
well,
random
yeah,
mountain.
I mean,
and
you
also
like you find them, but like dragons start coming out more and more the more you play like the main story.
Yeah.
So like it's like they like hunt you after a while
until you get legendary dragons coming out.
Yeah, the legendary dragons and the blood dragons, but like I mean, it just feels like the Civil War was like the story until it's like nope.
So you feel like they almost Hollywooded it at the end, where they made it like a huge, like, big baddie.
Kind of. I mean, it's an interesting way to like solve it if you just like halt the war for a little while, but like it doesn't actually solve it, and like it ends that storyline for you.
Yeah,
like you can't complete it either way, which is kind of dumb, because like that is like the thing, and like, oh, the Dragonborn says we should stop for a little bit, so we should.
Yeah, you'd have the war council thing, the peace treaty thing.
Yeah, the dragons are a huge problem, but like a fucking civil war, which is also not really a civil war, because Skyrim is only kind of part of a union with the Imperials, which is like where.
Well, I guess it's
Cyrodiil
technically
is.
a civil war, because some of the Jarls are on the side of the Empire at the same time.
Some of them, yeah, but like it's more of like civil war plus also war with another country. So I mean, like they don't really have a chance. So it's kind of like, why is there a civil war? But okay.
Hey man, the Jedi and all of them didn't really have a chance either, and they won. They had to fight all of the Empire. What kind of chance do they have?
That's because, yeah, I don't know, but
gotta have hope, Craig.
They didn't really show much of like the rebels, though.
In Skyrim.
Well, no, I mean
Or
like in Star Wars. So I mean like, and they did blow up the Death Star, which was like a lot of their forces.
We almost made it a whole episode without talking about Star Wars.
And then they blew up the second Death Star, which was like the rest of their forces. So I mean,
If not, forces the economy's tanked at that point.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah, it's like,
you,
well,
can't,
we-
you can't just build the Death Star and have like your stuff be fine.
We could afford 2, but that's about it.
And they weren't even done with the second one.
Yeah, it was fucking halfway.
Quite operational. Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, I like this story, but it just kind of feels like it's a shoehorn into you have to fight like this big evil, and so when you're playing the game, it kind of feels like, oh well, if I have to fight this huge boss, I should like do all the side quests first. Like you never feel like doing the main campaign and then doing all the side stuff.
Oh,
Just-
I'll tell you, I did yesterday when I realized I wasn't going to beat the game unless I didn't get any sleep.
you had to beat the game, and that was like the point. But you were messing around, dicking around, doing everything but the main story until you realized, oh, I should probably do this because I have to.
That's true, yeah. So you're saying maybe the appeal of this game isn't necessarily the main story?
Yeah, the appeal isn't the main story. It's just playing the game. It's like doing everything else. Because like something else that Oblivion didn't do was the side quests of like the Fighters Guild or the Mages Guild and stuff. They didn't have storylines. They were just like do quests until you become this, and then in Skyrim they all have like storied campaigns.
Yeah. It's like it's its own like cemented story, its own inclusive tale of like what's happening with this guild at this time. And you kind of like take over every single time, as far as I could tell. But you work your way up, and you see like what's going on, and there's a reason for you to be the one in charge. Like with the Thieves Guild, they were like, "Well, I don't really want to lead." The chick's like, "Yeah, I don't really want to lead either." And it's like, "You go, you be the boss," And then you never show up again because you're done with the quest. But
Yeah. I kind of wish there was like more after, but there never is.
There's no reward for getting the top of anything.
And well, I mean,
And
you
no one
get like
treats you
you get
differently
some really
either.
cool armor, and then they're like, "Hey, it's the leader.
yeah,
Hey, we need you to do stuff since you're the leader.
like that's not how this works.
Do this grunt work that we don't want to do since you're our boss."
Yeah, it's like I'm a shit leader, man, and no wonder they wanted me to be the leader. They're like, "What a
They
chump."
fucking walk all over me.
Yeah, I don't say shit.
I know you're in charge of the College of Winterhold and all, but this little village over here has a problem with imps. Could you go deal with that?
Yeah, but yeah, I think I'd give the story like a 6. Just
Damn.
because, like, well, I mean, it's not bad, but it doesn't pull you into it. There's like nothing really about
Okay.
it that makes you want to like actually go for it. Like
I
than
do find certain side quests more.
yeah, like some of the side quests are like
Intriguing
way more. Yeah, like
than-
the Thieves Guild one is excellent. Like you got the weirdness of the Dark Brotherhood and Cicero, like that fucking weirdo. And then just like a bunch of other shit. Like you wanna do those things, not because like you necessarily played like Oblivion and want to experience it in Skyrim, but also because like the stories are interesting and they actually have stories. So I mean, it like
So you don't include side quests in game in story, in main story?
So
it's more of a gameplay thing.
we decided to not really consider DLC in it because there's no way that we can know everyone's going to be playing these side quests as they're going through the game, so we can only really rate the main story.
Yeah, plus like any like all the big games, like you can't really count like little side
Not DLC,
quests
but
and
just, like,
stuff
side
you do
quests.
as
Yeah.
like part of the main
If it's
campaign.
not part of the main driving force for the game, I mean, you can talk about it, but not everyone's going to play that. So
Yeah, I mean, especially for the story section, I think that's the story. It's almost like the story versus the lore thing. Like these side quest stories, the Thieves Guild story is a great self-contained one, but it also kind of adds to the lore of Skyrim. It adds to like what's going on. It adds to
Yeah.
what's going on with this particular guild. It's not necessarily part of the main plot. I do think it does play a big part in gameplay, though, because it makes you want to play.
Yeah, it makes you want to play the game, but for like
so I can see that.
as like the main story, there's not much there, and it's not actually that immersive since it's literally like you're the chosen one. Here's the dragon. We're gonna make you do some kind of not necessary missions to build up to this, but just I don't know. It just doesn't really pull you in as much as like some of the other stuff does.
All right, that's fair. What do you think, Chase?
Sorry, did you say my name?
Yeah, I said, what do you think about the story?
Okay. So, if you don't include the side stories, I think the main story is actually pretty good. You know, it's very simple to follow. There are like confusing things like with the Elder Scroll and like the Alduin, you know, coming in the beginning and then quote unquote saving you for whatever reason. But like it's super simple to follow. You know, you're here to you eventually are there to kill a dragon that's, you know, wanting to kill the Earth, or I guess Skyrim. And you know, it's got a lot of like depth, I think, with the characters. You know, you get a lot of information from the characters, and they like how would you describe it? When you meet Parallax, for example, is that his name? Parthenax.
Parallax is very different.
Parthenax, it's like he was part of Alduin, like his gang, and then he moves away from it because he's like, you know, like just too much of a hater towards other societies in Skyrim. And so like it kind of brings this you know, good and evil, but like in a gray area. And so it really kind of, to me, it felt like you're very inside, you're very into the game. It's not just what's right or wrong. It's like you're trying to make your way right of how you play it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would have given it an 8 out of 10 if you're not including the side story content.
And my review is mostly from my latest playthrough, and I've been enjoying it a lot, but it's not the same as their playthrough. It's completely different. Our experiences.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that different. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of dialogue choices, but not a lot of them even matter as far as, like, if you wanted to play as a good person or as a bad person, you still have to help out and kill Alduin. You don't. There's not
like
an option
Fable
to join
It's not
Alduin or anything like that.
Dark Souls, we can choose to link the fires or choose to throw the world into darkness.
Yeah, there's not a...
I find those more of an issue in the gameplay or in the dialogue section rather than the story.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the idea of the story is to be an immersive one and you only have one set path for it to go, then, I mean, it is somewhat of a problem within the story and not necessarily in the gameplay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just the way they tell the story.
Like maybe a bit of both, but it's...
Well, I personally think the story is pretty good for what it is. It is very simple, but it does do a pretty damn good job of introducing you to the world, introducing you to what's happening. Why are there dragons in this 5th Elder Scrolls game? You know, this is why. You know, this big baddie Alduin is bringing the dragons back, and it's becoming a big problem. It sort of lends itself to a lot of the side stories in the game fairly well, and it serves as a good way to find big areas in the game and explore those areas. So it sort of like complements the gameplay in a lot of ways, because it's like, hey, go to this town, and like as you're going to that town, you like come across a ton of other little stuff, and so it like introduces you to the world in a very natural way. The story is pretty simple though, and it's not really great by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I think it's solid enough, and I think it does a pretty good job of introducing you, which is all I really wanted out of it. I mean, I know what this game is for. It's for the gameplay, which is the second section of the game. I mean, there's a ton of different ways to play this game. You got like two-handed swords, one-handed swords, sword and shield, bow, magic. Cameron, all three of us, our last playthroughs, they're all different.
Yep.
And I agree with Cameron, like your experience is going to be different, because I'm not really going to worry about doing the Winter Hold, the college missions, because I'm not a destruction mage. You know, I'm
just a mage in general,
sneak archer,
which is
godly.
the original way I played through the game.
It's overpowered as fuck.
Yes. It's broken.
I should
For
stream
sure.
some of my gameplay for you guys to watch. How Mage goes about things.
Yeah, it's a totally different game almost at that
No,
point.
yeah, it's a totally different game.
You got to utilize totally different skills. And
You wear armor that boosts your magic replenishment, but don't do very good for physical defenses. And so what you have to do is summon people to be your front line.
yeah, your meat shields.
And then you use things like ebony flesh to make you super strong.
Yeah.
I tried being a mage and I hated it just because of how if you want to use multiple different magics, you have to go into the menu screen or you have to put it into your favorites bar to change.
Yeah. Your favorites bar is your best friend.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, one of the problems I had with being a mage, like, I mean, I kind of like being a summoner, but like being a mage, all of the spells are essentially the same, outside of like their tiny little second effect. Like fire does more damage, like over time. Like,
Well,
it
as soon as you
starts burning,
start,
and then, like,
so between the different types like fire, lightning, all then like the ice one, they're basically the same thing.
yeah, like you get the constant going one, you have like the slightly stronger quick burst one, then you have like the really strong one, and then you have like the trap, and then you have like the ultimate skill, which is basically like,
Which is why I like illusion and conjuration, just
Yeah.
because it gives you a lot more variance. But
yeah, it gives you a more
the differences
variety.
between something like fireball or what's the first flame one that you throw?
I think it's just fireball.
No,
Or
fireball's the
firebolt
powerful one.
or something.
So there's firebolt, you throw that, it's all fun and games. But then there's fireball, which is basically throwing a nuke at someone.
Yeah, it does do a nice big explosion.
That is definitely not a spell you use in an area with friendlies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the PC, were you able to have like a hotbar in order to go through different, I guess, magics, or is that not possible?
Yeah, you can equip it to the favorites, and then you can equip it to. So I have a mouse. Obviously I have a mouse.
Right, but that means that you have to pause the game in some sense in order to switch between.
No, I didn't have to. I could hotkey them to the mouse because I have like little buttons on the side of my mouse, and I could hotkey it to that, and I could instantly pull out whatever spell I wanted to.
Yeah, on the PS4 version, you couldn't do that. You can have
So
a
you don't
favorites
like
bar, but you
the favorites
scroll.
bar that pauses the game?
I like it to a certain extent to stop things, but like if you want to play, it kind of takes you out of the realism of the game, like the immersion, because it would be so nice to be able to press a button and then switch from magic to a sword super quickly. Instead, you might have to scroll a little bit down to get your favorite item or whatever out.
Yeah.
I could see it breaking the immersion a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I loved I loved exploring caves in this game. Every time I came across something for the first like 35 hours of the game, I would explore it. I would explore it completely. I would clear the cave, and then I would leave.
Even Witcher makes you use that quick menu to switch between magics, though.
It's the what the fuck is that called? The selection wheel or whatever.
Yeah, selection wheel.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't really like stop the game. It's like slows down time while you're like switching.
Yeah.
But it's
Does
a
it
lot.
slow down?
It's
It
a
slows down
lot
time
faster.
for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, mine was maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was stopping the game completely on the PS4 version.
Oh, I think
Oh
he's
no,
talking,
he's talking about The Witcher
yeah,
3.
he's talking about
Witcher.
Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's still a disruption in the game, in a sense we have to go switch your spell.
Yeah, but that one's also like third person where you're like playing as an actual character instead of like playing as you in the character or like whatever you want your character to be, which is what Skyrim is built around. All of the Elder Scrolls are really built
It's just when you have a game, there's so many different ways you can go about something. And it's just hard to know how to switch into games unless you have like your super favorites where you can just use the scroll wheel or just a quick button change to switch between things.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's just that like on the PS4 they were not using two of the buttons, so they were not fully utilizing the game.
Huh.
Yeah, that would have been a nice little like shortcut button to have, just like
Or have different presets.
Yeah,
Right
right on the D-pad pulls out like even if you had like two equipped to hotkeys, that'd be a lot better than nothing.
And then there's equipping right hand, left hand too.
Yeah.
And that's really important for spells because if you cast
well, yeah, like,
both hands at the same time, you can cast a super version of that spell.
Yeah, and like you could do, freaking, what's it called? Dark Souls does that thing where, like, on the D-pad you can like switch between what spells you're using, or like even what weapon you're using by using the D-pad. So something like that in Skyrim would have been pretty sweet.
Except my favorites list is like a fucking half-mile long.
Yeah. You get a lot of favorites, man. You love them all, you know?
You know, it's just each situation requires something a little bit different. So if I'm just doing a normal dungeon crawl, then I'll probably switch back and forth between which Atronach I'm summoning, and then I'll have to switch over to Ebony Flesh, and then I'll have to switch over to which conjured weapon I want to use, and I'll have to switch over to what destructive spell I want to have in my other hand. And
Mine was much simpler. Like, if I was going in a cave, I'd have, like, a sword, but if I was in the overworld, I would use a bow, because I'd just, like, snipe the shit out of somebody from, like, forever
See,
away.
I wanted full immersion. Everything I used was a part of conjuration or magic at some point, so... And there's just so many different buffs you have to apply, and then weapons you have to pull out, and things to summon.
Mage sucks.
Things to summon, spells to get ready to go, and then healing to get
Man,
ready
being
to
a
go.
mage is like the ultimate micromanage.
Yeah, I mean, there's several stuff that you can do, but if you all do it all correctly, you're pretty strong.
Yeah, you're no doubt beefy.
Yeah.
Beefy.
Gotta face that, you're gonna fight the Ebony Warrior. That would be a challenge for your
Snoo
mage.
snoo.
Yeah.
There's a super boss
The
that
Ebony
you can
Warrior
fight in the
probably
game.
just fly through all my summons.
Yeah, it's the Ebony Warrior. You fight him when you're like level 80, I think is when he appears.
I thought the warrior would appear. Does it only when you're level 80, or is it if you are like a swordsman of like you get your sword all the way
There's
up?
like other people who want to challenge you, but like the Ebony Warrior, I think only comes out if you're like level 80.
Okay, I'll have to see because I know that fight will be really.
Because
hard
there's
to
like a
match.
bunch of other dudes who will start challenging you, like when you hit certain levels, or like when you're really strong in a certain thing. Like if you have like high destruction magic, then like some mage will come at you and be like, "I
Have
want
to
to
get
see
to
if
where I
I'm
can
better at it than you are."
summon two Daedra knights, and so they can distract them while I'm pelting them with fireball.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Nice. Yeah, the man, there's a huge overworld map. I think it's like what is that, like twice as big as Fallout 3 or something like that. It's huge.
pretty big.
It's pretty expansive to walk, and it's crazy because like you feel like you've explored a certain area all the way, and then you teleport
then
back.
You find something new.
Yeah, and you turn around and you've got 3 black icons on your screen for an area or a map icon, a new zone, a new section, a new building, cave, whatever that you have never even gotten up and close and personal to. You know, it's huge. There's just hundreds and hundreds of hours to be put into this game, and I think gameplay is really where they shine. It was a little bit slower than the games that I've been used to at the time, so I wasn't really feeling it in the beginning. Plus, I was getting my ass handed to me because I refused to lower the difficulty for a little while. Once I lowered it, and started exploring caves and stuff, I really started to enjoy playing this game. There's just so much
And then
to
a lot
be
of the
had.
caves, if you pay attention to, all have traps that you can utilize to your benefit. So,
Yeah.
for some reason, there's people keep spilling kerosene everywhere, just flammable liquids
Yeah.
on the ground, and then convenient lanterns on the top they can shoot down with your arrow. So, what I like to do in certain areas, if there's a lot of early game, so your health pool isn't large and arrows hurt, so you tempt a few draugrs down to come after you, and as they're running through the liquid, you shoot the lantern down and burn them all.
Nice, yeah.
I always loved that in Oblivion, where there's like in the very beginning little cavern that when you start your game, there's like that like pile of logs that you can like push onto like the little goblin.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of saboteur.
I
and
love
stuff
those
in
little
here.
traps, and there aren't really that many in Skyrim, but there are a few that you can utilize, which is pretty fun.
Did you ever use the trap where like it's like a door and it's like filled with spikes, and then you just spike
And then
the
like
shit out?
slams on. Dude, I had that, and then like one of the skeletons I was fighting like walked into that, and it like flung him, and
Great.
it was freaking sweet.
Are you able to use those traps once you get the special ability with the thief or the perk?
When you don't trigger the traps,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think, I mean, you can walk over them and not activate them. I remember
I
that
think
being
you
one of
can.
the
I think
things.
you can like manually activate it if you want. by going up to it and press it, but I don't know. I don't know if that helps you or if like they can walk onto it themselves or whatever.
Yeah, and there's like a million different weapons in the game too. So there's a ton of different things that you can do. You can break your weapons down to learn like the certain spell to enchant future weapons with whatever that weapon's enchanted with. There's a mortar and pestle that you can mix ingredients.
And that's
to
an
find
example
out
of them dumbing
magics.
it down from Oblivion, where to learn a weapon enchantment, you actually have to de-enchant a weapon with that enchantment first, and then you can use that to, make another weapon special. And in so doing, you have to, depending on what you give it as you're enchanting it, it becomes more powerful or less powerful, based on your enchantment skill as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the level ups. I feel like in Oblivion it was like based on your class, you would level up on specific traits based on what you picked. But in this game, you level up on everything. So if you're level 1 lockpick and you go like grind out lockpicking levels, it'll work towards your overall character level.
And so that the progression tree, you have to work a skill a certain amount to get your overall level in that skill, but then you can't do the next step until you buy basically a skill point to now do expert locks.
Yeah.
So you can't buy certain skill points until you've reached that level that lets you buy it.
Right. Yeah.
And so that way, it's not like you can't just keep grinding out a skill and then just keep leveling that up. It's you reach a certain level, then you have certain skill points you can spend, so you really have to be choosy in how you want to progress your character.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, you can do that, but then you can also reset everything with like the legendary when you go legendary, and then you just keep those points so that you
and
can
I think
just
you can
level up
reset it
again.
if you beat Murak.
Yeah, you can like level up again essentially, and then just become even more powerful, become a god, and learn all the skills, and then reset them again, and then just keep leveling up like your stats, so you have a near infinite amount of magic or stamina.
I already practically have that because with the robe or whatever for the Archmage, your magic regeneration is increased by 100%.
Yeah.
And I think Murak's mask does like another 100%.
Yeah.
And so 200% magic regeneration. It's just you just keep pumping the spells out, man.
You just gotta get like 1,000%.
Sometimes you feel like you need it when you're fighting strong enemies and magic doesn't seem too effective.
Oh, freaking Schweiss was wearing like an armor, and like every bit of his armor was like bow damage is up by like 20-30%.
That's what I did as well.
Yeah, I had a helmet and I had a ring, and then I had a necklace that was bumping my sneak up by 10% too. So like I was invisible.
That's sneak damage, though.
I know.
Did you ever get the Mask of Crosses, or I think it's called?
I don't think I got that one. No.
It's the one that you get after fighting a dragon, and then this like lich just comes and tries to beat the shit out of you right after you kill a pretty damn hard dragon.
I don't think so.
It like raises everything by like 30%. Your bow, your lock picking, etc., etc. It was like a ridiculous headpiece that you can get in the game, and there's like 7 different ones too, because they were like some cult of people that had
They were like the super dragon priests.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's like the dragon priests, and then there's like the real dragon priests.
Got it. Yeah, I wish I got that, but there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of fun to be had, just like dungeon crawling and finding like, oh my god, I found like a sweet new helmet, and it's like, well, the Nightingale armor was cool, but it sucks now, so like I'm gonna put on this hodgepodge set of armor because I get 15% extra bow damage.
Did you ever get like your smithing up so you can like better all your stuff?
I did, but I never had the ingredients for it. Not very often. I only was able to do that a couple times. I smithed a shitload of iron arrows, though. I'll tell you that. I had like 1,000
arrows
of
and
those.
daggers are like the best way to like early game up your smithing.
Yeah, I think my second playthrough I focused on just becoming an expert mastersmith. So
yeah, I did
whichever the one is on top.
I did expert smithing and enchantment one time just for like hours, so that I could like make the best shit and then give it like 2 of the greatest enchantments, and then I was just like, nothing could touch me, because like I had a bow and I gave it like, I think I did the absorb health damage one, and it was like doing, I think, 40 or 50 points of health damage that I would just like get every time I damaged somebody, and then like also I think it was fire. So I was doing an extra 100 damage of fire damage on top of like how god tier my bow was, and then just like with I one shot like everything because it was just too ridiculous.
My major crutch playing through as a mage is I have to rely on stabs a lot to get through certain things. And as you know, using enchanted items, they lose their enchantment over time. You have to refill it. But as a mage, you when you're a conjurer, you can make you can buy the perk to let your enchanted weapon, or not your enchanted weapon, but your conjured weapon to basically suck the soul out of enemies, so you can fill your soul gems all the time. So I've never run out of enchantment for my weapons.
Nice. Yeah, I had a couple weapons that would give me souls that would fill the soul things.
Yeah.
But on a lot of them, I would use it occasionally, but some of them are just like draining stamina.
I kind of wish that like magic items took from your mana bar instead of like having a charge.
I don't know. I kind of like
As
the
a mage
charge.
player, no.
Well, I mean, you'd get it back instantly with like your mana regeneration.
And it's 200% regeneration is still slow when you're in a situation that requires a lot of magic. Because I can burn through my whole bar, and certain enemies will basically be a fourth of the way dead.
Well, I mean, then like they could just give you more magic. Like that should be a thing for mages.
I don't know, but I like the enchantment pool and then
'Cause,
absorbing souls because it gives me another thing to rely on that's still magic, so I can't break my immersion.
Yeah, but then it's like the
Immersion,
playing
Craig.
as a mage.
Think of the immersion.
I am thinking of the immersion right
I can't
now
resort to
because,
a
like, dude,
sword.
like, okay, think about it like this though. For me, I was playing as a mage, and I can't. It's like in Fallout 4 when you have the power armor and you have to have the special battery. There's a finite number of those batteries, and you fucking stockpile them because you don't want to fucking use them.
Yeah, but there's a
And
point
that's
when
the
you have
exact
like
same way
90
I
of them
felt about like
stockpiled.
all my gems.
I mean,
was like,
it's hard to find those batteries, but if you look for them, you find the batteries.
I
And
mean,
so
people sell them and shit, but I don't want to be wasting
I'm
like
playing-
hundreds of gold constantly.
I'm playing
on
Fallout.
fucking, like,
I'm playing Fallout 4
a
on
small
survival
charge.
mode, and I fucking rely on that power armor, man, to just carry weight and get me places.
And it's extremely easy to get those crystals in
Yeah.
Skyrim.
I mean, yeah, it is, but at the same time, like I only find like a
It's having
shitload of the petty
to
ones.
manage. It's just having to manage when to absorb souls and whatnot. It's
Yeah,
easy as a
there's
mage,
that
but
too.
then as another character, you have to specifically have a weapon that does that.
Yeah,
Every outpost has like 20 crystals that you can steal from the bandits. So I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, filling them's not the problem. Or, I mean, getting them's not the problem. Filling them can be. Especially if you're trying to stick to one class, which is what I tried to do for most of it. There were times, though, when earlier on my sneak wasn't high enough or my archery wasn't high enough that it was doing damage after I got spotted. And it was like wrecking people before I would get noticed. But afterwards, I'd have to whip out like the two-handed axe or the two-handed greatsword or something like that and go to town that way. But by the end, I was pretty much exclusively using the bow.
I mean, the only reason why I would switch weapons, I mean, yeah, I use the bow, but just to level up faster.
Yeah, that's one
Because-
thing I did too, yeah. Because all the skills work towards your level up.
Yeah, the game seems like it really wants you to invest into other abilities because it takes longer to level up as you get stronger. So then you can just go into other abilities and level those up to level up more quickly.
Yeah, yep. And that's kind of what I ended up doing a lot of. I would just like pull out the short sword that I have and just like hack away with that for a bit and then bump that up. And there were some real clutch level ups and some hairy fights that I got. And when you level up, it like fully heals you when you choose whether to increase your stamina, health, or magic pool.
Yeah.
And it just like fully heals you, and that like saved my ass like at least 3 or 4 times.
I love that.
Just getting the full heal on the level up. Yeah, I think the gameplay it's different from what I've been playing recently, but I think it's really great. I think that's where the Elder Scrolls series shines, and it's an open world game, but it's it's really great, and there's not as much annoying shit as some open world games have now. It's a big world, but it's full of little places that you want to explore. And I think that's what makes it great.
A lot of that is also due to like Skyrim and like really the Elder Scrolls being like kind of the only game of its type. I mean, there's like Oblivion. I mean, there's a Fallout 2, but Skyrim and stuff, they are really the only like first-person type games to be like let you be a mage and be a swordsman and stuff. And there's like a whole world for you to like go and explore. Because I mean, everything else is most of the other RPGs are either like a third-person action type deal, or it's like one of the JRPGs where it's like a turn-based type thing. So it's kind of a unique style.
Yeah, definitely. The Finest says, what console do you play it on? Ice Machine, Alexa? I played it on the Ice Machine. Personally, I enjoyed it.
The Ice Machine at your hotel over...
Yeah, I felt it immersed me in the Nordic regions, the cold, the chill that came off of those blocks of ice.
That's a good point, yeah.
Came out really immersive. Very good.
Did you play Kingdom Come, Craig or Cameron?
I have not played that. Kingdom Come? No.
Yeah, it's a game inspired by Skyrim, and it has a lot of the things that you're talking about, where you can play it in many different ways. And
is that a new game?
Yeah, it came out in 2018 January, I think.
I think I've heard of it. I think it's on PSN Store, and I remember seeing something.
It's big. It's gone pretty big for an indie game.
Oh, is it an indie game?
It's
technically.
Yeah, but it's like a full price one. It's one that had like it's from a newer studio, but I think they had a decent sized team for it. I think.
Yeah, I think they got paid by some. I can't remember if they're Czech or something, but they had some like big business guy like invest money into their project.
Nice. There's so much in gameplay to talk about. I mean, all sorts of different side quests, weapons you pick up, forging the DLCs. I loved fighting Mirak. He was kind of a chump. But...
You should have done the what is it? The Dawn Guard one, since you like to use bows, because they introduced crossbows in that DLC.
Oh yeah.
And then there's also like one of the rewards for doing that is like there's a special bow that you can use if you join the vampires that allows you to make it nighttime whenever you want if you shoot an arrow up in the sky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the little fucking
kind of weird, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering where the crossbows were because I kept getting like crossbow bolts and I couldn't use them.
Oh yeah, you have to go to the Dawn Guard and they give you one, and then like progressing through it, you get like the better one that they make. I think they make a Dwemer one eventually, and it's pretty fucking awesome.
Nice. Though personally, I'm going to give gameplay a 10. I think it's extremely addicting. It's different from what I've been used to, but it's incredible. It's funny because I like to. When I was playing the Fable games, I like to compare them to these, and they're like almost nothing alike. Like they're both RPGs, and they're both open world, and they both have a lot of similarities. But there's just something about Skyrim that just makes you want to keep playing it. Like I was like, 20 more minutes, and I'm going to bed. But it didn't happen. It was like, oh, there's another cave over here. I got to go explore that cave. I got to see what the fuck's in there. I need to find the weapons. There's got to be something better in that cave, and it's very addicting, and it's a really fun time, and I've enjoyed all of my moments in the Skyrim.
So again, the gameplay, there's such a diverse way you can play the games. You can play again, like I've owned the game 3 times. I don't know how many times I've started a game and played through most of the way. Different ways each time, just to experience the game in a different way. But I still feel there are certain interactions, especially when you're in combat, that feel a little clunky, especially bring along a companion. Yeah. And as a conjurer, and if you bring along a companion, you can also conjure things. You can have up to, like, your companion, and if you can summon
strong enough, then you can get like 4.
And then if you can summon 2, and she can summon 1, so you're dealing with like 6 people, and then including the enemies that you're fighting. And those interactions kind of get kind of dicey because the summons aren't really strong enough to deal with the problem. But if you start throwing, fire, trying to attack the guys are fighting at range, you actually hit one of your companion summons, you start to aggro her, she gets angry at you. And I just feel like all of the open world Bethesda games like this will have that little bit of clunkiness when it comes to combat and actually interacting with enemies. So I think I'm going to give gameplay an 8. It's really good, it's fun, diverse, but there's still certain things about it that just don't feel smooth.
Yeah, like the weird...
Especially traps. Traps are not smooth at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's a lot of charm in some ways of like the bugginess and like the weird clunkiness of Bethesda games.
You can like the bugs,
especially,
but it's still,
especially in like,
but it's still not good.
I know, but like especially in like Bethesda, like Oblivion, where like you could just jump all day and then you'd like get 2 seconds of hang time and you just like basically be flying there. And like just stuff like that like isn't in Skyrim, but then Skyrim has its own little charms, and there's a lot of other gameplay aspects, like depending on like what race you choose, like they have their own unique abilities. Like if you have an Argonian, then they can breathe underwater,
and they're extra lusty.
They are extra lusty, but like and unfortunately, there's not a lot underwater, so there's kind of like no point in that, because there's also like items and spells you can get to breathe underwater,
and
so
it's only for finding a
starting.
lake or a river somewhere and to try to find if there's items like are hidden down there.
Yeah, but I mean it's not that useful, but it's kind of entertaining. And then you get like the orcs, which if you're an orc, then you just get like a free pass to the little orc camps because you're an orc, so you don't have to earn your way in there, which is pretty cool. Just like little things like that allow you for like different styles of gameplay, like on top of like choosing which way you want to go.
I've played a lot of Oblivion, I've played a lot of Skyrim, and there's so many diverse ways to play the game. I still have yet to ever play the game as an orc or a Khajiit or as an Argonian.
I started a game as an orc, and I've tried to go through using like hammers or axes because like they have like pretty good strength.
I've never played it as those races.
I mostly want to do it so I can get like the Malakath weapon, which I think is an axe. Pretty fucking sweet axe.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what would you give it?
For gameplay, I'd give it an 8 as well. I mean, it's really... There's a lot to explore and stuff, but there's also the bugs, and like you can't really fix it and everything, but it will interrupt your gameplay, especially when there's little updates that make it so when you go into swim deep water, it freezes the game.
Yeah.
Every time, which stopped me from playing Skyrim for literally months until they fixed it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's stuff like that.
I mean, shit, I ran into one where, like, you were looking through you pulled open the fucking Elder Scroll, right? And you're watching the guys from the past, the blades from the past fight Alduin. And they're like, they're like talking about if they're going to be able to defeat him. And the girl's like, we're going to get our chance now. Alduin comes. And they like all whip out their swords and they're like waiting. And I'm like, okay, Alduin comes when? Like, and then like one of the guys like put a sword away and he started doing this thing where he was like standing one direction and then he would like take a couple little side steps and then look one way. And then like he would take steps and then look the other way. And I'm like, when the fuck is this guy going to show up? I'm like, it's like one of those like joke skits where it's like, you know, you have to say that, like, and then Alduin comes, like, 4 times, and then Alduin's like, oh, my God. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm late, you know. But it just glitched, and it didn't happen.
It was your cue. Go!
There was that, and then there was a side quest I was doing where I was, like, climbing this tower, and I had to help this girl defeat her mother, because she had turned into, like, a hag, and she was, like, a hag raven kind of creature. And she's like, all right, we're going to go out there, and I'm going to pretend to be bringing you as the sacrifice. I'm going to sit you down, and then I'm going to cut you loose, and we're going to kill everybody. And I'm like, cool, yeah, great. let's go do this. And then I go out, and then she's just fucking balls out, just killing her mom. I'm like, what the fuck, man? We just had a plan. Like, I was down with
You're
the
still
plan.
strapped down to the table as this is all going on.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, let me out. Yeah, they didn't even strap me down though. Like, she just the door opens and she's just like hacking her to pieces.
Oh, okay. The door opened. She just didn't do the plan at all. She
No. That would be
Leroy
hilarious if
Jenkins,
they
the whole
did the
thing.
plan and I was just stuck in the chair forever. That would be a pretty funny glitch, but as chairman for the rest of the time, I couldn't beat the game because, I'm in this fucking chair. I can't get out. Everyone's dead. I'm alone. Please send help.
And then if you try to fast travel, can't fast travel for the enemies nearby. And you're like, but where are they?
Yeah, I don't see
There's
shit.
like a dragon like a mile up in the air, is like not even bothering to look at you, and that's why you can't fast travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you, Chase? What would you give it?
So I had a lot of good things and a lot of bad things with this game because I played it on the PS4, and for whatever reason, unless you joined like this club, like I couldn't get the update or something, like the most recent update, or maybe they just stopped updating it, and so
That's
you would get
weird.
a lot of bugs where like I'm fighting some people and they ragdoll effect into the ground and they go all the way down, like they're getting enveloped by quicksand. Like it's the most
They like
ridiculous
fall
thing.
through the map.
They fall through them, so it's like some sort of layering issue where when. Go ahead.
So it's like the Bethesda Editors Club, or that the ability to do mods through the game.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a requisite now to
play the game.
To play the game, yeah.
Maybe, but I didn't have to
And
sign up to do it.
I don't think you need that unless you're like going into the Creation Club to get stuff.
Yeah, the Creation Club. Yeah, so you can opt in or opt out of the Creation Club, but they didn't give you any updates for the game at all?
No, I was only on 1.9. I think they were up to 1.12 or something like that by the time.
Huh.
it
That's
was
weird.
done. And one of the so you would have like those issues where they'd fall into the map, and then besides the hotbar thing, I mean the game is fun. Like it feels like you're playing D&D, except in an active environment. You have like you can in a D&D game you have time to think, and in this game you do. You go into the menu, you're like, okay, how do I figure out how to beat this monster that's brutally killing me because of the scaling.
Right.
And so it has a lot of fun in that, and then like they have these deep stories, or well, I don't want to say deep, but like lots of stories where like I went with the companions in Whiterun, and then I married Ayla, I think that's her name, the one with the 3 scars on her face or paint marks, and it's just there's just so much to do in the game that you're gonna put hundreds and hundreds of hours. So that's why I except despite all the things that I like were bothering me, like I would give it an 8 out of 10, just because it just has too much stuff to ever really make you feel like those are too bothersome.
Right. Okay.
All right, perfect. Now we've got the design, the look of the game. I think it looks pretty decent for when it came out. My version looks pretty good on PC. You guys played it on
Did you
PS4.
run any mods for graphics?
Nope, no mods.
So that's the next thing you have to do is download Nexus
now that
Mod.
you beat it, you can just like put all the fucking beauty mods in there.
and make just HD the shit out of the game.
There are mods in the game where you can add a whole new world into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think somebody was adding Oblivion in there too with one of their mods, or Morrowind something.
I think it was Morrowind.
Was it Morrowind?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it was because of the Dragonborn DLC.
Nice.
They had the Morrowind texture packs.
I remember when I bought it for off of Steam, I'd spent hours looking at all the different mods and installing like HD fire mods, HD water mods, or upgraded enemy mods, and then I fucking made Whiterun look like this jungle.
Yeah, there's like one that adds trees like fucking everywhere, like
Yeah.
in the towns. Yeah, it gives it more substance. It feels like.
One would argue that being able to mod the game so extensively has made it exist for so long.
Yeah,
And then when they remastered it, they actually add the ability to add mods for console games.
yeah.
And so I think that's a huge step forward to where the creators of the game actually go, hey, yeah, mods are legitimate. Here's a way to do it on platforms that don't let you access all of the fucking game files for the game.
Yeah, go have fun. Yeah.
Didn't they at one point almost want to sell the game mods as like an extra DLC?
Some game mods you do have to buy if you do it off of the Creation Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Oh,
they
so
don't
they did
have.
do it.
They did do it. Yeah.
They did do it, but they only have like 3 things in the Creation Club even now. After
I haven't looked at Skyrim's Creation Club.
like a
I've looked
year
at-
after they debuted it.
I've looked at Fallout 4's Creation Club extensively. There's a few things I picked up there. One of the things that you can now buy through the Creation Club in Fallout 4 is the BFG,
Oh, nice.
and
There
you can
was-
buy the armor from the Doom guy too.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's
for
pretty
for Skyrim, there was a free thing I got from the Creation Club, and it was a mud crab that had Dwemer armor on. It had like special mud crab Dwemer armor. It was freaking sweet. And it's like just my
Nice.
pet, and it hangs out.
Oh, the finest in the chat says, "Do you feel like it sacrifices complexity of gameplay for accessibility, unlike the older games? The map markers and extra guidance during quests." Yeah, there's a little
I
bit
do.
more hand-holding.
Yeah, it's a lot more hand holding. Like because Oblivion, it was really brutal, especially if you wanted to be a mage, because you had to have fucking gold. You had to have deep fucking pockets if you wanted to make your own spells.
Yeah.
And enchant your stuff. So, I mean, yeah, and they had a lot of complexity in those things, because you also, like, to be in the Mage Guild, you had to make your own staff, and you had to, like, enchant the fuck out of it. So, yeah, there was a lot of really intricate and really cool gameplay aspects about Oblivion that I still prefer to Skyrim, because I do enjoy Skyrim, but it is a lot of hand-holding over the other ones, because there was a lot more deep like level systems in Oblivion, where like you just had like we were talking about with the jumping, and like that was just acrobatics, like how fast you run and how high you can jump. That's like literally all it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was tons of aspects that you could like increase in Oblivion, whereas Skyrim is like a handful of things. So yeah, I do think that there's a lot of sacrifice of complexity for simple, or like for more people to be able to easily play the game.
And I think that's why so many people have played this game, is because of that.
Yeah, it's the Black Album of the fucking
I
Elder
kind of-
Scrolls games.
I kind of hope, though, for the
Mainstream.
next game to add some of that complexity back in. I really want to make my own spells again.
That would be fun.
I
That
really
would be a
want
lot
to
of fun.
fucking have a spell that summons a skeleton for like 1 second. I love that spell.
I mean, if they hype it right, like what they're doing right now, like they only give you little bits and pieces of what's coming out, I think, yeah, you can make it a lot more complex. And then, just because now there's a huge following of people wanting to play this next game.
Well, yeah, and then there's also Elder Scrolls Online, which is also hand-holding, but is also more complex since it's an MMO.
Yeah.
But back to
The
design,
look,
the look
yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean, paired with that music and the opening trailer, I remember the feelings I had back when it first came out. And for the time, I thought it was a really beautiful looking game.
Yeah, I got it when it came out, and I remember just playing it on like one of those old TVs with the round screens and everything, and I fucking started it up, and I was like blown away by the game, just like when I first played it.
Yeah.
Just fucking amazing looking. This is like one of the best PS3 looking, one of the best games on PS3. Just for, like visuals. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of deepness in the textures or anything. It's just like the world together, like how big it is. Like you can really see a lot of like landscapes and shit, and it like looks really good overall.
And then each of the villages and towns you visit have their own distinct feelings, even though they're all Nord towns, and they have kind of the same themes in each place you go visit. But then Whiterun is so much its own unique place compared to
Like Solitude
or any
like Riften or something. Yeah, they are very different. The towns are very distinct, and you can playing it. I mean, you just kind of learn where you're going and like what town looks like what, and you really learn your way around each town, and it's kind of because of its own distinct feel. It's fun to explore even the towns in the game and like find out where everything's at, where you got to go.
One thing though that I did not like about the design that was in Oblivion were the amount of unique weapons that you could have.
Yeah.
So
That's
unique weapons,
kind of gameplay, but I agree. There is a lot more.
It's not. So the weapons can be unique and do unique things. That's gameplay, but the way they look is just the standard. And so
they have like a set of
the design of the weapons were just very straightforward and standard without much variance.
That's true. Like a lot of the staffs look the same. There's like 5 different like staff types, and then there's like 10 different types of each weapon. There's like the iron, the steel, the dwemer, the
and then
glass,
if you're dungeon crawling, you come out with this awesome enchanted weapon that does all this cool stuff, but it just looks like an imperial straight sword.
Yeah, that's happened a bunch of times.
And that was something that I think they had in Oblivion, where you could go down, find an awesome-looking weapon that does awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. There was one that changed based on the time of day. You remember that one? The one that was in...
Yeah.
That one was fucking sweet.
It was like a mace, wasn't it?
No, it was a sword. It was...
Oh, you're right.
It was like the dusk render.
Yeah, the dusk.
Or something.
Yeah, I
The
forgot
dusk
about
and then
that
the dawn.
altogether. Like, yeah, Oblivion was
Yeah.
great for unique-looking weepons and stuff like that.
That was a
They
DLC
also
one
had
too, I think.
They also had a lot of unique abilities in them too. And I remember that.
And so...
I like the
yeah.
Daedra stuff, but like there's only like 12 of them, and it's. I mean, I kind of wish there was a lot more than that because they have a really unique design. But even then, though, like it was the night. The Nightingale sword.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like the sword you get from Meridia, except for like it's like a dark purple.
Yeah.
Where Meridia's is like a gold with like a little light in the middle of it. So
Yeah.
it has like a slight change, but it's literally the exact same sword.
Yeah, that's not cool. Armor, too, there's not much variance. I mean, there's variance between robes to leather armor to heavy armor, but once you start getting into that area again, just not too much difference. I think that it's easier for them to have done it that way, and less resources used for all the different items, but...
I am glad that they added Dragonbone weapons later, even though it should have been a thing from the very beginning, but I'm glad that they actually...
I never used Dragonbone stuff. It's too heavy for what they offer.
And didn't you have to have like 100 mastery just to get to that point?
Yeah.
So it's almost like inaccessible.
And wasn't Daedric armor and Daedric weapons better than bone stuff anyway?
Their stat points are slightly better for the weight, so technically they are like a slightly better option. But
And they look cooler, in my opinion.
But the Dragonbone stuff is technically the strongest still. But yeah.
I thought the
like the Dragonbone
design
swords.
was pretty good, actually. You know, the environments, it always felt like you're always going into a different environment.
Yeah.
You know, they had the big snowy areas, and then you can go into the ocean. I don't know if you did like underwater sea diving.
A little bit.
That was pretty fun. And then you know, you can go into these environments where you have to fight these giants. Oh, those fuckers. They would. I think it was actually a glitch in the game originally, where if you got hit, you would be sent flying.
Oh,
And
it's
that
still
was-
there.
It's still there.
It's still there. Yeah, it's not a glitch. That's an actual thing that happens whenever you fight a giant.
That's a fucking feature.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not
It
a
was
bug, it's a
great.
feature.
I mean, it made it better when you got fucking hit and then just flew away.
Yeah, and you exited the atmosphere, you know.
Schweiss, just a moment. Are those eggs supposed to be just sitting there in front of your TV?
Yeah, those are pretend. Those are like Easter eggs.
Oh, okay. I was like, why do you just have like a thing of eggs instead?
A carton of eggs. Just
Yeah.
It's a carton of eggs chilling in front
Sometimes
of his
just wants to
TV instead of like in the fridge.
Crack one open as he's watching a show. Man.
Yeah, just drink an egg, a warm egg. It's been out of the fridge for a week.
I'm gonna Rocky Balboa this.
Yeah.
And I thought the dwarven areas, the Dwemers, Those are really cool.
That was
Like,
usually my favorite thing to go do, is to dive down into Dwemer ruins.
Yeah, I like that too. But it kind of got old after a while since they all looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
There was
So
very
my
little
guy-
change.
Yeah. It's hard. Those areas are really hard as a mage because I'm pretty sure lightning is what the Dwemers are weak to, and my only destruction magic was really fire that I've ever progressed because everyone else is weak to fire.
Did you get the staff that lets you control the little spiders?
No,
Oh,
that would be awesome.
yeah, you should get that.
So those areas were always kind of challenging, especially since I'd have to summon someone to be my front man between me and the fucking spider, and then I could just pelt it with spells from behind them.
It'd be kind of awesome if there's like a technomancy like skill path, so you could like summon one of those Dwemer Centurion things and just like fucking destroy.
That would be super powerful.
Yeah, it'd be fucking awesome.
What did you guys? I don't know if this is something I only experienced, but did you guys feel like almost everything in this game was mostly going underground? Like in order to go into areas?
You were
Pretty much, yeah.
So you would either climb a mountain to go into a cave,
Yeah, or you'd
Or
just
you'd
go
find a
into
cave.
the ruins.
or you'd find ruins that leads into a
There's-
cave.
There's like
Yeah, there's very little variety with what you're
And
going.
so
Or
that's the
you-
next point.
or
It's
you
just
go
the-
into underground tomb.
It's a lot of underground, a lot of the same colors, a lot of just the same kind of, not the repeat battles that you'd have, but the repeat kind of idea and scheme of what you'd have to do.
yeah, and
to
like
get to the end of the
how
cave.
many fucking Draugr are we gonna see just crash through the
I
the
remember
wall?
in Oblivion there was like a lot of castles that you could like go into and just like fight the shit in there. And there's
Yeah,
like,
there were some in Skyrim, but like not castles. They were like
Ruins.
outposts or towers.
Yeah, like
and there was only
keeps
very
almost.
few of them. It felt like.
Well, there's more, but yeah, there's not many, and they only have like a few guys.
I mean,
Yeah,
wasn't
it's like a floor or
Skyrim?
two.
Well, it wasn't Skyrim war ravaged to a lot of the old stuff that would be
there's,
there.
yeah, there's just like a lot of like broken
And
forts,
Solitude
but
is just the last part of old Skyrim.
essentially, yeah. But yeah, the forts are like most of the guys are like outside the fort, and then when you go in the fort goes underground, so it's like more underground. Like they're not the
Spelunker.
big, yeah, they're not the big towering castles.
Oh yeah,
that
and
were
then
in
the
Oblivion.
fucking you'd go into the fort and it's like the fucking like spiral stairs down to a pit with a door at the bottom. And you just,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's Spelunkrum. That's what they should have called it. It's just fucking. It's
The
all you
land
do.
of 1,000 caves.
Skylunker.
Skyrim.
Yeah, you're right. So variants in kind of the areas you actually do quests and looking for stuff all seem to be underground.
Which is odd since it's called Skyrim.
Well, I mean,
You get
just
to the Cloud District often? Of course not. You spend all
I
your times in caves.
Fucking killed that guy.
Have you been to the Cloud District? Of course not. You spend all your time in caves.
it's like that's all you fucking got here, buddy.
Well, that's all he fucking says too.
Of course not.
I fucking killed him and then like dragged his body to a well and just like dumped him in.
I honestly only ever heard the arrow to the knee once in this game.
Really?
Surprising
Yeah.
because they say
It's just
it
it's just a
all the time.
random talk item that they'll say. They don't actually like if you go to talk to them, they don't say it. But if you just hear the guards
yeah,
walking around,
like-
it's like I was an adventurer like you once. That's just as you're walking through.
Yeah, it was right as I was leaving a town. He said it, and I opened the door and left. And I was like, "Wow, there it is."
You know, I was looking at the voice actors a little earlier. They had like over 70 do like all the voices, and I was like, but that doesn't seem right. And then I looked at it, and it said only one dude did all the voices for all the guards. And I was like, that makes sense.
that I can believe.
They had like 3 different dudes do like the voices for like all
But that's
the
in
general
sound.
General Nords.
Let's get into that
Yeah.
in just a second because I have some things to say about that too. But so what would you rate design?
I'm gonna give it a 7. I was teetering between 7 and 8. It does get kind of old. There's a lot of the same sort of palettes. There's a lot of the same areas. It's not. It doesn't take away from the fun, but it just takes away from the variety, and it does sort of, kind of feel monotonous after a while, like cave exploring, because it feels like it's you're going into the same cave.
Right.
Finding the same enemies, it's a little variety would help it a lot.
The variety comes in the side quests.
Yeah. The game looks pretty good though, so I think 7's pretty good.
I'm going to give it an 8 myself. Doing the mage stuff just recently, I have a lot more unique items than I did the other types of playthroughs.
Yeah, mage stuff always has more interesting visual stuff. I think I'd also give it an 8. I mean, considering how big the game is, a lot of repetition is to be understood.
It's still smaller compared to the previous games.
It is smaller, so it's kind of unfortunate that it's like that. But I mean, first playing that game, just the visuals blew me away because you could see the snow falling, which is never something that happened in any of the previous ones or any other large games that I had played at that point. That was the first one. The snow was actually falling, and it was really snowy areas, stuff like that. There's a lot of repetition in the caves and stuff, but the overworld by itself, a lot of it is really good looking, the trees and everything. The only real complaint I would have for the overworld is that the fucking cities are too small. You have 5 houses for...
They're too small, but I still get turned around in Whiterun.
There's 5... No, I don't. I know my way around everywhere. It's freaking...
What about elsewhere?
Even elsewhere,
okay.
There's 20 NPCs per town, and there's 5 houses.
I never go to the breezeway home, so I never can find it whenever I come back to Whiterun.
It's the first house.
Yeah, it's the first one, second house on the right.
It's literally after
next to
the
the
fucking blacksmith.
I always get there's a certain place there that's kind of off to the side there you never go to often, and I can
The
never
one by the
find.
temple.
I can never find it. Every time I need to go that way, I can never find it.
Which way?
I'll have to show you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because the temple part is the only part where I'm I've never gone over here.
Yeah.
I've never needed to or wanted to.
All right, what about you, Chase? What do you think about the visuals?
So I would give it an 8 out of 10 as well. There were, the issues is the repetition part. That's the big part. And then, I don't know if you would put this under design, but the ragdoll effect of the people when you kill them, I don't think that was a great addition to the game.
You can't tell me that there's nothing more satisfying than going on top of a rampart and Fusor dying people off and just watching a ragdoll off the distance.
Or shooting a dude in the face with a bow from forever away and watching that dude just barrel down a mountain or just fucking
I think he's talking about
first
the reaction from the arrow, just launch.
It's when you. So I agree that the ragdoll effect is cool, but it's not like Bloodborne, where you're going to get items from these things constantly. These
they're fucking fleeing from you.
So if they fall down the mountain, you're kind of fucked.
I've done that fucking mountain thing where I'm sliding down trying to catch it before dying.
So it's it's cool, but it kind of destroys the trying to collect items and trying to become stronger in that sense. If you're
there was a moment early
but
game,
the bodies aren't just gonna rigor mortis nail themselves to the.
There was a moment early game. I was running through a forest to go somewhere, and a bear aggroed on me, and one of those fucking nature sprites aggroed on me.
Oh, I fucking hate the Spriggans.
And I ran away, and I took the nature spriggan and this bear straight into a bandit camp, and I had nothing to fight the bandits with either, but the bear and the fucking spriggan was right on my tail. So I run up this fucking broken rampart and just watch the bear and spriggan just wreck face in the bandit camp as I'm hiding up on the fucking rampart. The spriggan kills everyone and the bear helps, and the spriggan runs off, but the bear aggroes on me again and runs up after me up the ramparts, and I have fucking nothing to fight this bear with. I have nowhere to run. I think the drop was far enough, it hurt a lot if I were to do it. But the bear comes barreling up the stairs coming at me, so I just Fusor dot at it, and it just fucking ragdolled off into the distance. And that is what made me fall in love with the game.
It just blew away like a tumbleweed.
Because it was right next to a large drop, and so it ragdolled down that, and then continued to ragdoll down the fucking mountain. And the whole thing where I'm being chased by these high-level enemies and run into a bandit camp full of people, watching them fight each other, and then the ending on that bear, that made the game for me.
That'd be sweet if the bear just like flew up to the sky super fast and just like turned into a star, you know?
What's also funny is if you foos or DOS something but just like clip it, they'll still like kind of ragdoll and fall to the ground for a second and then get back up.
Yeah, like almost like paralyzed for a sec.
Yeah. And so I've had some fun stuff with that where they just barely ragdoll and kind of teeter off the rampart and fall down.
I like how when you do, like when you ragdoll something or like shoot an arrow, like it'll just like end up somewhere fucking else. Like I accidentally Fusrodad like a chicken, I think, into solitude from like the little farm that was like next to it. It's like it flew over the wall and into solitude, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
It's probably still
alive?
exists on the main map.
Yeah,
but
it
not
was
inside
still alive.
Solitude.
I didn't kill it.
Yeah, are we already on Sam now? Or are we still wrapping up design?
Yeah.
I was still saying stuff on like how I don't know. So you guys said the shrubbery and all that, the plants were really good. I thought it really looked good from a distance, but when
Yeah.
we went,
Yeah, when you go close up, then you like start seeing it.
I was wondering if maybe there was a better way to do that. You know, because it looked papery when you get too close.
Was it the kind of effect where it's 2D but it's always facing you?
Yeah.
Was it
And
that
did you guys-
effect?
Yeah. Did you guys ever use the third person?
It's more like the.
Really?
It's more like.
Or was it two 2D planes out on an x-axis?
It was like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used third person a couple times just to see like big events.
But to see yourself, not really to. Or
Oh,
I
you
guess
look
it is.
ridiculous. Like when you roll, there's like 2 frames. There's like the frame where there's like 6 frames. You like start the roll, and then when your head like touches the ground, it's like 1 frame, and you're standing up again. It's like, so yeah, it looks kind of wonky.
Yeah.
If you're looking
It's
at
really
your dude.
fun to watch, though.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And did you like the finishing blows? Were those in the original Skyrim?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Okay, those
So
are
you
awesome.
have the cinematic cam. If you shoot something and it's going to kill the person, it'll
Or you
follow
do
the
a
shot.
power attack and do a critical kill.
Or if you do a power attack, it'll show you do the critical kill on them. Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
One of my favorite things is when you proc the kill cam, but you miss.
Yeah, yeah, I've done that so many times. And it'll like show me, and like it shows the arrow just bounce off the rock right in front of me, and the wolf is just like fucking. It's like camera panning around the wolf. He's just standing there.
Yeah, I've had something like that happen where like the kill cam happened, but like I like did the stubby arrow where like I didn't really like charge it at all, so it just kind of like fell. So it was like cinematic cam on like the arrow just falling to the floor.
Watch your failure.
Weak. Where's the shoulder strength?
Yeah. Anyone else have anything to say on design before we move on?
No.
No.
All right.
Sound and music.
So there's no other iconic opening song than what Skyrim has. Even if you haven't played the game, you've heard the song. Wasn't that true for you, Schweiss?
Yeah.
You've heard it so many times even without playing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know it because before I played it, I know the song. You know, it's
Even the leveling up music is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the music is really epic.
Music-wise, yeah, it's super epic, and you can tell even going back to that trailer, hearing that choir singing the Skyrim song.
Yeah, I can still.
I feel like you get pumped up so much every time you hear that song. Like you just want to beat the shit out of more monsters in that game because of it. Like,
Oh man, I'm gonna have to punch a dragon in the throat.
It's weird though because like for me, whenever I think of Skyrim, I think of the somber music that happens when like you're not really doing anything. It's just the kind of like nice ambient sound. Like that's like that sound is like stuck in my head, and like it's like that's Skyrim.
Nice, yeah. But then always when you have to talk about the sound of Skyrim, you have to talk about the voice acting.
And that's the true sound of Skyrim.
It's like they had four good
Skyrim.
they had 4 good actors, voice actors for Skyrim, and I think that was it.
No, so when I was looking at it, they had I think there was 12 for each gender. So there would be like one guy who would do all the elves, like one dude who would do all the orcs, and like one dude who did all the like that. That's basically how they set it up. And then there'd be like a bunch of people who had like 1 or 2 specific characters that were like for like story characters or like part of the special side quests.
I wonder if he has a quest for me. He has a different voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was General Tullius as one, and then like a bunch of other people just had specific voices, but then there'd be a bunch of other guys that had like, I looked at one dude and he had like 70 fucking characters, and then at the very bottom it was like plus all the guards plus plus General Nords.
They
like,
got their money out of that guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
He did his job. He read like
He was Skyrim. He is Skyrim.
That guy is Skyrim. He is the guards. He is the Nords.
Did they have unique voice actors for the Jarls?
I think 2 or 3 of them had unique voices.
If they did, man, all of them sounded almost the same. Like every single group of characters, it just drove me nuts.
Yeah.
Well, at least we didn't run into the thing in Oblivion where, like, I would talk to a homeless person and I was like, hey, where's the Thieves Guild? And she's like, oh, it's, you got to go over here and go over here and do that, go over there. And then it's like, can you spare a coin?
Yeah.
Thank you, kind sir.
It's like, yeah, I remember that. It's like they're like putting on a front. They're not really beggars. I mean, I guess with the Thieves Guild stuff, they actually are putting on a front because they're really there to collect information and just using beggars as a way to go about it.
Like the Gray Fox mask is like the greatest item in the game, where you could like commit a crime and then like take the mask off and nobody knows it was you.
It's true.
But yeah, they're gonna give me a coin, and then Kitty told me about this. Oh yeah, and then just educated voice and just super strong, blah 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 blah, and then back to the beggar voice.
Yeah, I didn't run into any of that in this game. I don't think.
Well, it's because beggars also had designated voices.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Did you guys ever hear that sound when the cinematic like scene where you do the finishing blow? It's with the sword, and then like it sounds like a really compressed file of like a sword sound. Or did you guys not have that?
Like it would be super long and kind of buggy sounding.
Yeah.
I don't know if I came across that necessarily.
I would hear that every single time I did a sword attack. Every time I did a finishing blow for a sword attack.
So it's like they had the file for the sword attack sound, but then they just increased the time that it had to play.
Well, not just that; it didn't even sound like a sword sound because of the
try to emulate the sound. Yeah,
like
that's
that.
not a sword
That's
sound.
not a sword sound at all. What are they smoking?
That sounds like a corrupt file.
I don't know. Yeah, if you guys are able to pull it up, possibly. I mean, it was the weirdest sound I've ever heard. And I thought it was something that happened quite often during those.
I don't really remember hearing that. I remember hearing like the whizzing sound whenever you did the bow one, where it's like. Whoosh.
Again, experiences change based on the weapons that you use.
Yeah. The whizzing sound was always the one that I had, because like I barely ever got any of those like finishing kills with any of the other weapons aside from the bow.
Kill moves, yeah. It might be on that.
Does it not pop up immediately?
All right, we got a mace kill right there.
No.
Oh.
Mace.
No, that's not. It would be the cinematic finish.
These are the
Right.
axes. Yeah, it's just for axes right now.
He's
There's a
gone.
sword. That was a sword stab.
Well, maybe it might have been just specific to my game.
another
Or
sword
specific
stab.
to the PS4.
Yeah, it's making the shink, shink. Oh, the mace. Is that a mace that made the shink sound or an axe?
No,
It would
that
be
was
when
an
you're
axe.
finishing the character off.
That was a sword stab.
Oh well.
Another sword
Well,
stab.
Yeah, I think your game is broken.
Well, it had to be with the PS4 version or with the 1.9. Basically, when you would do that hit, the finishing, it would just be this ridiculous sound, like that, and you're like, huh? That doesn't make sense to be a sound. It sounds like I don't know, like a scratching noise on a chalkboard.
Maybe you had a really demonic sword.
Yeah.
It was just really evil.
You know, one thing.
If I find it, I'll send it to you guys.
Do it. One thing I noticed in this game, there were moments in the cutscenes where there'd be very dramatic music going on, and I wouldn't be able to hear a fucking word that the character was saying. Mostly at the very end of the game, and some of that was because the external speakers I have are absolute shit. But when I threw the Cameron's headphones on, like it was still doing it. I was like, I can't hear what the fuck this guy's saying. This is the last quest in the game, and I have no idea what the fuck he's saying. Maybe this is why I'm not quite 100% sure what the fuck's going on right now, because it's like, and the guy's like, oh, yeah.
There are times when the music gets like overpowering, and then you can't hear what the NPCs are saying.
Yeah, so the mix sometimes is a little fucked up. But yeah, I don't know. The voice acting is kind of fine for what it is. I wish it were a little deeper, because I do feel like most of the people kind of talk the same way. Like all the guards were all sort of the same thing. And I know it's a huge world.
Huge world where the guards all act the same regardless of the city you're in.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just don't make them talk as much. If
Well,
you're
I
not
mean, the
going to give
Riften
them...
ones will always ask you for money,
Yeah.
unlike the other ones.
just don't have them be as talkative if they're not going to have different voices. Like, to me, it's like weird that they're all chatty as fuck.
Well,
but
I mean,
they all
that's-
sound the same, so that's what like makes it weird.
Yeah, I kind of think that they should have like used at least more than one guy for the guards. Because I mean, like it is fine that they like just randomly bring up stuff or like talk about like big events like the
There's the stupid lines that they'll say to each
Yeah,
other,
like-
conversations that just go nowhere.
like oh you're Dragonborn or like
And then
oh,
if you get too
there's-
close, they both cut off and kind of do like a weird like walk in place thing and look at you.
yeah, or like if you have a
Roboto.
or if you've done specific things, like if you're a werewolf and they're like, do you smell a wet dog or some shit like that? Like it's fine, but like it's always the one
I've
dude's
never been a
voice.
werewolf or vampire in Skyrim. That's weird.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No.
The
Which
werewolf
one's cooler?
is pretty fun. You just basically become basically a werewolf with like superhuman strength, and then you just beat the shit out of things with your claws. And
What's it like being a vampire?
it's kind of
It
what's it like being a
depends,
vampire?
like because there's like there's the shitty vampire, which you can be like which is the Oblivion version, and then there's also the super vampire lord, which you can get via the Dawnguard DLC. So it depends.
So what happens if you turn into super vampire?
Super vampire, he kind of like flies a little bit because he got like little tiny wings, which is really funny. And then like he's kind of like a mage. So I think they did the opposite thing where like the werewolf is supposed to be super strong, and then you have the vampire lord, which is like strong with magic. So it might be something for you to do as a mage.
Gotta go turn myself into a vampire real quick.
Yeah, that
Gotta
was the
do
way
that
to go in
Dawnguard.
my save file in Oblivion. That was the only way I could be strong enough to kill anything. Skooma vampire.
I mean, you can try and smack stuff as a vampire lord, but like your strength is not that great.
I remember being a vampire in Oblivion, and whenever I needed to do something, part of the story that required me to go talk to someone, I'd have to go, feed so I can talk to them without them running away in fear. So there's this one woman in this inn that I'd always go visit whenever I needed to feed.
Oh yeah, I know
Because
exactly
she
the
would
one you're
never,
talking about.
you would never get caught, feeding on her. So I must have fed on this one woman like
She was like
50 times.
Yeah, she was like the only one in the inn, and she was
So
always
tired
like
all the
right
time.
there. Yeah.
And so I'd feed on her. She never turned into a vampire, which is
Well,
crazy.
it was like also one of the only inns that you could just immediately fast travel to. And she was like the only person there. So it's like
Oh,
this
man.
is the greatest feeding
You just
ground
had to
ever.
time your fast traveling correctly so you could arrive at night and not have to like fucking get burned by the sun as you run inside.
You get fucking owned.
I remember in Oblivion there was like there was one time where I was coming out of a cave and like the cave was death. There was some heavy shit chasing me down, right? And I came out of this cave, and it was the middle of day, and like I jumped into the like this river, and I was like down at the bottom of the river, just like chomping down food, just like slowly melting from like suffocation, and also the
sun.
the fucking sun burning through the water, and I had to like traverse the land through this fucking river until I found another cave so I could hide.
I remember being a vampire in Oblivion, and then like I waited outside of that inn, and I accidentally waited into daylight time, and as soon as the waiting was over, I was just fucking dead.
Dude.
Technically, your guy just sits there until like the time goes on, so he was just sitting there for like hours getting fucking destroyed by sunlight.
There was so Scode played Oblivion with me a lot. Our great friend Cody, and his game was glitched, and his guy wouldn't sit in chairs. You'd press E to sit in the chair, and he would just like look down at the chair for like 5 seconds, and then it would like go back to first person, and he would just like continue on his day. And the same thing happened when he would feed. So like he went to feed, he was like showing me one time, and there was this like homeless chick laying on the ground in the Thieves Guild area, and he just like looks down at her, and there's this guard like right there, this guard's right there, and he does the feed animation, and he's just like staring at her sleep, and then he just like looks up, and the guard's like, "Hey, you!" He starts like freaking out because he fed on her, but the animation like refused to feed. So his character like wouldn't sit or feed. He would just like look at whatever object it was like longingly, and then just like look back. And it was just unfixable. Like no matter what.
Like if he did that, like how would the guard know that he fed? Like he just like
Animation.
he
didn't
got
happen, but
a
the
bunch of
action
eye
did.
candy, and that's all it was.
Yeah, the eye candy filth on the ground. But yeah, I don't know. It's all right. The soundtrack is pretty great. It's mostly atmospheric for the most part, but then we got some really great ones. The theme song is amazing. It reminds me of like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean almost. It's like really a really go-getter theme, and it makes you want to go out and explore. That being said, I think I would give sound and music probably an 8 out of 10. Docking it for the voice acting on occasion, and also actually mostly just the voice acting. I think that's the biggest problem with the sound and music of the game. I think everything else is pretty good.
I think I'd give it a 9, mostly because like the soundtrack is really great, and they do have my problem would be mostly with like recycled voice actors for specifically one type of like one dude does all the fucking guards. Like that's a problem. But
yeah, it's a little much.
But I mean, like considering how big the game is, you can't have every one of the NPCs, since there are hundreds of them, like have their own unique voice. I think it's fine for what it is.
All right.
Trying to think. There's certain enemy sounds. So you fight a lot of Draugr, so there's a lot of repeat sounds there. So it loses a point for voice acting. And I knew there was something else that bothered me sound-wise. It had to be something with the weapons, but I can't think of it right now. So I guess I'll give sound a 9.
All right, 9 it is. What about you, Chase?
I'd give it a 7. This is probably my lowest score for the game, just because, like I said, I had issues with some of the sound, but I'm checking to see if that might have been just on my end. But like bigger issues are like the dialogue is often repeated, and like you get stupid shit like when you're sneaking around and you kill someone and they're not like reacting to you killing them. Or like other people
sounds
around
don't matter to the NPCs, so you can make as much sound as you want, but they don't react to it.
Yeah, but like they would say like, oh, like you guys said, probably the wind, or I
but
guess
if you
nobody's
steal
here. And
one
that doesn't make
piece
sense.
of bread off of the counter, Oh, the whole fucking room reacts to that.
Yeah.
It's like they got
Hey, did you steal that bread? This guy comes out of the bathroom.
Yeah,
Hey, did you
there-
steal that loaf?
got fucking.
There was
eyes.
this part in the game where there's a prisoner being held by Imperials, and they said, "Don't get any funny ideas." And so, like, I talked to the prisoner, but I didn't even free him. I just said no to freeing him. Then everyone fucking attacked me, and it's just like it just doesn't make sense. I'm saying no to freeing the person; they want to attack me,
Yeah.
and that's mostly that's more logical problems than anything like sound, but. But yeah, the game where it really excels is like the ambient music, and then the theme music playing starting the game. Man, that's very memorable.
Oh, yeah. Great stuff. The last and some would say most important category of our review, replayability. Will you play this game again?
Considering Cam and I have played the game several times, I would give it a 10.
That'll be a 10.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff to do, stuff you've never experienced in the game, stuff that when you play the game again, you're like, oh shit, I didn't know about that, or oh, I didn't see that in any of my other playthroughs, or playing a different race than you did before, or playing trying to do like a different class, or like adhering to a certain style of play, or the DLCs and like several stuff.
Because you can just do so many different playthroughs of it, and including the DLC. You can be like, hey, I've never done that mage thief playthrough. I've never done my mage warrior playthrough.
Yeah, and then when you choose to do the Civil War thing, like you can choose either the Stormcloaks or the Imperials, or do neither one. So
be pacifist until the end and work it all out.
Yeah, there's like several different ways to play through the game, and that
that's an
adds to
option,
the
right? You don't
playability.
have to actually join a side.
No, I didn't know that, no.
You can get to the end and you can basically make them declare a truce.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a lot to do in the game. I agree. I think this is a 10 out of 10 easily. I'd give it a 20 out of 10, because there's so much to do. I truly regret having to put this game down when I do. And the last game that did that to me was God of War. And God of War did it for a different reason.
Because you wanted the plat?
Yeah, I wanted the plat, and there was really, really, really great stuff that I knew I had waiting for me. And in this game, it's like there's a lot of stuff that's waiting for me.
And not to mention, you have it on the
quests.
PC, so mods should be a thing. You can do a mod where it replaces all the dragons with Thomas the Train Engine.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. There's also one that does little My Little Ponies.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I kind of want the Thomas.
A wealth of things to experience.
Yeah, and it's all new game.
Dude,
this,
like they replaced
Fuck
the
you,
dragon
train.
roar with like a train whistle too. So it's like you hear the whistle in the distance, and then you just see fucking
Thomas
Thomas the
is
tank
coming.
engine like fucking rise over the mountain.
or like even better, like it like rises up behind you, and you just like slowly turn around, and it's just like standing there smiling. You're like, oh my
Just
god!
the train barreling down at you out of the sky.
Fucking shooting flames out of that fucking freaky ass face.
Man, I want that really badly now. I'm gonna download it when we
Find it.
finish. But yeah, it's
You have to
great.
download a mod manager first. You have to look through that.
It's a lot of fun. There's a shit ton of stuff to do, and I want to go back into it. And I truly do regret putting it off, for one, because I could have had another 20 hours in it if I wouldn't have, and two, having to put it down for a period of time because there's just so
and
much
maybe
more.
some sleep too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can always come back to it after you finish Alice.
Final Fantasy as well.
Yeah.
I'll try. I think I'm going to come back to it. Like, I really want to replay this. Not replay necessarily, but like do the rest of it. There's so much in this
Yeah,
fucking
you gotta
game.
do that Dark Brotherhood that you want to do.
There's so many quest lines that I just haven't even touched. I've just scratched the surface of. It's great. What do you think, Chase?
I think you guys have said enough, and I agree. It's a 10 out of 10. There's too much stuff to do in this game to.
And
not give it that.
everyone likes to make fun of how many times they've updated the game and added to new consoles and whatnot. the only reason they're doing that is because we're all open to playing it on a new platform anyway.
We're all fucking willing to do it. So
I mean,
why
when we heard it was coming to the Switch, we all thought, yes, now I can take a shit and be the Dragonborn at the same time.
Well, they fucking added the Master Sword to the Switch version too.
The Master Sword?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I think you can get the armor too, the Link armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From
that's what I
Breath
thought.
of the Wild. So it's not the green tunic or whatever, but it's like the little blue shirt and stuff that he has.
That's funny.
I'm sure you can get the green tunic in a different mod.
Yeah, you could totally can. There's fucking mods for everything.
Yeah. Fucking love my Khaleesi mod.
Fucking lazy mod. I remember watching you summon like fucking 100 dragons. And
It was
like,
3 dragons, but then 100 or so. I think it was like Falmer or something like that. Where it's,
No, I'm pretty sure I asked you to do like summon as many dragons as you could because you had like the no limit, and then you
Yeah.
also had a summon dragon spell.
Uh-huh.
So you tried to see how many you could do, and it just like there was so many, so many.
All right, well, that is it for our review of Skyrim. Let's do a quick recap of the scores. So for story, I gave it an 8, Cameron gave it an 8, Chase gave it an 8, Craig gave it a 6. Gameplay, I gave it a 10, Chase an 8, Cameron an 8, Craig an 8. Design and... what? Design. I just put DS. I don't know why. 7 for me, 8 for Chase, 8 for Cameron, 8 for Craig. Sound and music, 8 for me, 7 from Chase, a 9 for Cameron, and a 9 from Craig. Replayability, 10s across the board for a total of 43 for me out of 50, Chase 41 out of 50, Cameron 43 out of 50, Craig 41 out of 50, for an overall average of 84 out of 100 with Chase, but the official Nude Clan score for The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is 85 out of 100. And that is well below the 96 out of 100 that it has for Xbox 360 and 94 for
But
PC.
see, I think another part of it is if we had reviewed it at the time it came out, I think the score would have been increased.
The funny thing is yeah, but I mean, we're reviewing it now, and the Nintendo Switch version, the newest one, is an 84 out of 100, so...
Spot
dead
fucking on.
We're spot on as always.
So
We're reviewing it now when we should be reviewing when it came out. I'm pretty sure our assessment of it would be much higher.
It
For
was a
when it came
lot
out.
more mind blowing when you played it the first time. Yeah.
But I just did play it. the
Even for
first time.
Schweiss, though,
Well-
but he has other games to compare it to that have come out since then.
That's true, yeah.
And I mean, he's also playing the version that they didn't update any they didn't put any HD stuff on it, or they did for the PS4 version.
So our tentative Nude Clan score in the past could have been a 95.
It could have, yeah. But it's too late now. It's over. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out for our review of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I was going to do the drawing, but I think I'll probably just do it
Yeah.
next week because this is a pretty long episode. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you submit your questions for Nude Clan After Dark, which we are doing immediately upon the completion of this podcast. 385-204-3921 is the number to ask your advice. Give us your questions. Do whatever you want. We pay for it every fucking month, so just use it, please. You can tweet us. The Nude Clan Podcast is at Nude Clan Podcast, the official Twitter page for the show. That's where you can find all the polls. You can bitch about our episode quality. You can do everything you want on that thread. It's a wonderful place to find.
Something wrong with the quality recently?
Yeah, a few times there have been people. A couple outliers have complained. I say you're just fucking deaf, but
Or has there been an actual decline in certain areas?
you talking
for
about my
volume?
sexual volatility right now? It's-
That aside.
Oh, okay. So please use that. It's a great place to give us feedback and to just, keep track of the polls. We're going to have another poll next week for the game based on another media. Going to have to pull out some fucking awesome ones for that. I'm excited to see what we can come up with. And yeah, a lot of great stuff on there. Tweet me at UFF Podcast.
Me at Obsidian Bob.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
And you can join the forums at geekdomentertainment.com. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Nude Clan Gaming. What the fuck's your problem?
I'll have to tell you guys about it in a second.
Oh, okay. And twitch.tv/Nude Clan Gaming. That's where we've been streaming for the last 3 hours. This very long episode of Skyrim. You can hang out with us there.
Come watch us. We've been dead lately.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been streaming at all lately, but
I know.
it's been extra
Our streams
dead
have
for
been
me.
dead. You got to come join.
Well, I have streaming issues, and so do you, and he hasn't been streaming.
Yeah, it's just...
Schweiss is so
I have
much better
streaming
than you.
issues for the PS3. Well, I've been streaming on PS4.
I don't get comments at all whenever I stream.
Which is weird.
I'm gonna do some stuff to have a streaming set up in my room so I can use an Elgato and whatnot. So
Yeah, make it legit.
yeah,
Yeah. And my fucking computer is like shitting on me, so I got to figure out what's going on with that.
maybe it's 5+ years old.
Maybe it's 6+ years old, perhaps, but I might have to replace some parts. Who knows? But yeah, hang out with us there, and you can support the show there as well through the Amazon Prime. If you have it, you can sub to us for free, included in the price of your Amazon Prime membership, and it helps us out a lot. You can purchase your stuff through our Amazon link on the site. If you work a lot and don't have time to read but love having things read to you like a child, you can go to audibletrial.com/Nude Clan and sign up there. It's a great service.
Yeah, I just picked up the first Witcher book too because the Witcher series are based off the books. So
Nice.
I have to tell you guys what I think about that.
Yeah, well, that's a good. That'd be a good kind of sub review thing to go into. Novels based on video games.
I think so.
It's a deep-
More review.
Deep poll.
It was
Yeah.
it was a video game based on a novel. Is that how Witchers are? That was what the Witcher series is. So
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Damn, it wouldn't work then. But they do have like Diablo fan fiction and shit. I can just read that and review it.
I mean, technically
That's-
we can play the Witcher games and it'd be count as games based on other media.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say
It
that.
would count.
Jesus Christ, it's just going to win if you do that. I can't even pull out 50-cent bulletproof. I'm just get annihilated. It'll be anything but bulletproof if you whip out the fucking Witcher.
Or another Digimon.
Yeah, how many fucking... there's a lot. Never mind. There's a ton. You got a full arsenal of Digimon at your disposal. All right, I won't do 50 cent this time, all right? It's better than Digimon, but still,
Yeah.
believe
Is
me.
it better than Digimon?
Yes, Caleb. It's just
You've
like a
never-
7-hour...
You've never fucking played it.
I have played...
And
I
you've also
have
never
played
played
Bulletproof.
a good Digimon game. Which there are not
It's-
many of.
You know what? It might not actually be better than the Digimon game I played, but it's 7 hours long, so I could stomach it in a day, and that's what counts. But yeah, until next time, guys. Look forward to our next episode, and please check out After Dark. Till then, though,
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
live always in the nude. What's your outro, Chase?
Okay, I guess I'll do it for Joe. Fuck off.
No!